swear to God, I sit down in my chair like Chantal. Yes, us, girly pops. It's Finny. I'm back with another reaction video. And no, we're not reacting to one of Amber's videos today. We are reacting to a conversation with Destiny. That's right. Beck and Destiny decided to come on here together, team up, squad up, and discuss Amberlynn and some of the things that they both went through. And there's a lot of text messages between Amberlynn and Destiny, and wow, it is very interesting. That I'm telling you, it's a real wild ride. I was in the live chat with when they premiered this, and it's really something. I mean, you can see the heavy, heavy emotional manipulation that Amberlynn lays on them. You can see that she did the same thing with Destiny, and she did it with Beck, and it's just a constant in her life. So, without further ado, and without me yapping anymore, because this is it's gonna be a long one, y'all. We're in for the long haul with this, because this is almost 2 hours. Shocking. Okay, so let's get into it. It would help if I was on the right screen and also didn't pause my equipment.
Hey guys, this video is going to be a collaboration with Destiny.
Hi, Beck. Hi, Destiny. Lovely to see y'all.
As you guys know, Destiny reached out to me wanting to make a few videos together. I thought that was a great idea because Destiny was around for a lot of the time that I was with Amber.
Yeah, she sure was, Beck. She was around a lot, and I'm really glad that y'all are friends. And I'm so sorry to the both of you for the shit that Amberlynn tried to pull with the two of you, because that was her trying to win Destiny back and also keeping you doing her bidding because you had a car, and so did they. But you know, it was very ridiculous.
I wanted to have a conversation with her about her experiences with Amber and our shared experiences with her. While talking with Destiny, she shared with me screenshots of conversations that she had with Amber. Some of these screenshots showed some emotional and financial manipulation that felt very similar to what had happened with me.
So much of it is I was shocked. I knew it was going to be bad. I didn't expect it to be as bad as it was.
There are some extreme differences between mine and Destiny's stories, but I thought it would be interesting for both of us to go through these screenshots together and talk about them.
Destiny, please answer your phone. I need you. You are freaking me out. Your texts aren't coming in.
Sorry.
I'd like to say, before I move on again, they were broken up at this point. Just keep that in mind the entire time that you see Amber and Destiny texting. They are broken up.
We had plans today.
We still do. I just got up, okay?
I miss you. Well, I remember when that happened, it was the first time I hung out with Dana, and I didn't plan on spending the night, but it just kind of happened. Nothing like that happened. I literally
Right.
didn't sleep. And, um, I guess I had told her that we would go and do stuff the next day. I guess we had planned that, but I didn't think she was going to make a big deal about it, honestly. I was just clearly, we were already broken up. We had been broken up for 2 weeks.
Right. And it's like at that point, why would she even be like that's just kind of weird to be doing after a breakup anyway. Usually when people break up, they don't see each other anymore.
I know.
That's exactly it, too. Beck is totally right. When you break up with someone, normally, I mean, listen, the LGBTQIA plus community is a little bit different. I know many people who have their friend group like dated each other. Like so many. Um, but the thing is, there is usually some emotional distance between people who have broken up, and Amber put no emotional distance between them. I think Destiny tried very hard to, especially since she was moving on, and like it it was not happening.
No, but we still lived together. And then that
Yeah,
was another thing when we were still living
I get
together.
that.
Like we had a guest room, and she wouldn't let me sleep in the guest room. I still had to sleep in the bed with her. And
Right. Yeah, she
I
did the
know that
same
she
thing to
didn't know
me.
that.
That is so ridiculous and so manipulative to make your ex sleep in the same bed as you. She did it with Crystal, she did it with Beck, she did it with Destiny. I think she did it with Wifey as well. But like, to make your ex sleep in the same bed as you because you're manipulating them by saying that you have anxiety and you can't sleep, get a sleep with YouTube on. Get a body pillow. Like, get a Dakimakura. Like, get one of those arm pillows. Like, anything. This is really not it.
Yeah. And I mean, it was it was rough. And then like I said, I was hanging out with Dana. I went over there. I didn't even go over there till like 7 o'clock that night. Like spent all day that Saturday with her, with
Wait, you spent all
Lynn.
that day Saturday with Amberlynn?
Yeah, like I didn't go see Dana until like it was after 7 o'clock.
So she expected you to come back the next day and have all these plans with her.
No, she expected me to come back still that night. I wasn't supposed to spend the night. Like I said, it just kind of happened.
Amberlynn is a time and emotion and energy vampire. She is someone who requires like 24/7 availability. And if you are not, like, look at some of these times: 1:24 a.m., 2:01 a.m., 10:46 a.m. I mean, just, it is insane. These like, she is constantly messaging Destiny, constantly asking her like, "Oh, where are you? Like, you need to come back. I miss you."
Right, but I mean, who cares? You're not her partner anymore.
Exactly.
Bingo.
And like at that point in time, we were going like every Sunday because when at that job we worked at, most of the time we were only off on Sundays. So Sundays were for like she always wanted to go to Lexington and spend money and do all these things.
Cheesecake Factory.
And
Heyo.
I just, like I said, we did it every Sunday. So like, why did one time that you missed it matter that much?
Right.
And she always wanted to go to the movies not till like 10 o'clock at night. Like,
Why so late?
exactly why?
My geriatric ass could never. Oh my god. I think the last time I went to the movies that late, I was like in high school. I swear to God. Now, I'm so old. I'm looking at the time right now, and I'm like, oh my god, it is like an hour past my bedtime. It's like 9:12. I'm like, it's past my bedtime. I need to go to sleep.
But get there like an hour early to pick a seat and get situated and all that stuff.
What the fuck for? Why do you need to go an hour early to a movie? Like, I understand going like 15 minutes early, like not getting to the theater, especially if it's like a very popular movie. But like, I understand like 15 minutes early, maybe, so you can get like snacks and stuff. Even I'll even give like 20 minutes early because sometimes them snack lines are long. And if there's a bar in the theater, I don't drink, but if there's a bar in the theater, oh, even longer. But to get there an hour early, why? Sit in the theater? Oh, yeah, I'm sure that girly pop at her size with her problems would be just having a great time in movie theater chairs. Listen, I have sciatica. And sometimes sitting in those chairs is so uncomfortable. That's why, like, a lot of times you see me moving around in this chair because this chair is fucking uncomfortable. And I keep moving around because I'm like, my lower back fucking hurts. So,
I think it's in like these messages in the next couple of them. You'll see she says something about getting there early to get a seat and get snacks and all that.
Okay, that's all right. I really I have seen most of these, but I still feel like there's probably some things I haven't seen yet.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I sent you these ones, it was like 152
Yeah, no, it was
screenshots.
a lot. I miss you too.
Do you really?
Yes, I'll be home when I get home. Be thinking what we are doing today. Sorry, be thinking about what we're doing today.
It is Sunday. Thanks close sooner. Come home soon.
Okay.
Are we eating somewhere? What
always
did
with
you
the
want to
food.
text me? I don't know like what she means by what did you want to text me? Cuz like I don't know really why we were on here messaging. I know that we had both just got new phones. We had both switched
Okay.
from an iPhone to an Android and then she hated it, but they wouldn't let her give the phone back. So then she just started using her iPhone again. But I had an Android and I think she used Messenger because she couldn't see my red receipts.
Oh yeah, that's whenever she started carrying around two phones.
I forgot about that. Like, I know for a fact that if she couldn't see that red receipt, she was going nuts.
Yes. She
Yeah.
would still like she had service to the Android for a while and still vlogged and stuff with the iPhone because she
Yeah.
refused to vlog with anything else.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
and then she got really over that phone, and that comes into messages. I think it's a good bit away from these ones, but you see me and her arguing about this whole phone thing.
Right. Nothing, just said I would.
Do you want to do those things today? I'm almost ready.
Okay.
You on your way? I'm too excited to get out of the house.
Not yet. Soon though.
Are you excited to hang out with me?
Yes.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. Just think about again. I'm going to reiterate like many times. I'm sure they're broken up with, and Destiny is moving on. Like, are you excited to hang out with me? No. Like, the answer is no. But Destiny, I'm sure, is just trying to quell the nonsense.
I'm sorry for all the calls and texts. I just feel like my heart is being ripped out of my chest slowly. In a way, I feel like I'm handling it better than I could be. Wants to give me pills.
What pills? The F?
Anxiety pills, I guess.
Or where would she get those?
She has them.
What, like a Zanny? Like she needs to get a Zanny bar. Like she's so stressed out because Destiny broke up with her and is still hanging out with her. Like, oh God.
Are you on your way now?
Not yet.
But there are a lot of things I want to do. I don't want to be rushed and it looks like I'm going to have to be. And I want to go and buy the movie theater ticket way early and get the seat I want. We were supposed to do my hair today before we did anything.
The manipulation is like, and this is what I would deem as light manipulation, is so wild to me. Like, look at this being like, I want to do things. We were supposed to do this. I want to go to the movie theater. We're supposed to brush my hair. It's all about her. And again, this is not your partner. This is now your friend. I cannot imagine acting like this with my friend.
Okay, okay, okay.
Listen, this is what I was talking about when I said I had to pick her hair. Her hair, like the way that she left it, it was in a bun, and then like I don't know. Her hair was
No,
so long. It
I
like went
know.
past her butt. and she kept it in that bun all the time. Well, she had like kept it in that bun, and
And it
then
got matted, didn't it?
it
Oh
like
no.
not only did it get matted, but like it was like the front of her, like how my hair does this, like the front of hers, she had like kept doing it like that.
I'm sorry. There were so many people in the chat yesterday that were like, "Oh, comb over Lynn." And she did do that all the time with her hair. Like it was almost like now I used to be an emo kid and then I was a scene kid, okay? So just imagine that's how I used to do my bangs, where I would bring it all the way over and like swoop them. But she like used to do that, but it would have like this huge like cuz she'd pull from like all the way over here and bring this long ass strands over like cuz there was no layering for it. So she'd bring it over and there'd be like this like like the parting of the Red Sea, but with her bangs. They weren't bangs either. Her strands of hair that she combed over. But again, like, don't get me wrong. People with depression, people with anxiety, people with other mental health disorders, sometimes the ADLs, the assignments of daily living, sometimes your ADLs slip. So, and people are always like, oh, I'm supportive until they hear about the horrendous things that, you can slip up with. Brushing your teeth, showering, brushing your hair, getting changed, hygiene in general. Like these things sometimes go by the wayside when you're really depressed. Now, do I think it's okay for her to make her friend and her girlfriend and whatever detangle her hair every time this happens? No, because listen, I've been in that spot. I had a really bad bout of depression when I was like 19, and I didn't I didn't brush my hair. I didn't do anything. I just put it up into like a beanie. It was so bad, but I still took care of it myself. When it got really tangled and everything, I took care of it myself. Not like it's probably more of a pride thing for me and an embarrassment for me because I would find that so highly embarrassing, and I think a lot of people who struggle do find that to be an embarrassing task. But Amber doesn't have like any shame or issue with it. So asking now it's one thing to ask a loved one for help after like having really bad time or maybe someone finds out about it. Um but I feel like this is a control thing for her. Like maybe the matting and stuff happened because of how bad her mental health went or she had a bout of depression, whatever. But I think the whole making her partners and friends take care of it for her is a control thing.
And but it was like super long, and she kept like just curving it kind of like with her head and tucking it into the bun. And like I don't know, I had the picture for so long on my phone of like the way it looked because I was just like, you look crazy right now.
Yeah.
But she wanted me to fix her hair from not being like that before we went and did anything. But when I finally did do that, it took me like 3 hours.
Wait, so do this entire time, whenever she said we were supposed to do my hair today before we did anything, she meant that you were supposed to pick her hair.
Yeah.
I
And 3 hours. So again, like this is a time vampire thing. She's just really trying to control Destiny's time because she knows that it's bad enough that it's going to be 3 hours. So she's trying to get Destiny there really early.
thought this entire time you were supposed to take her to get her hair done.
No, I couldn't get her to. I mean, she wouldn't have gone with it like that. But for a long time, I told her she needed to go and get it like
But
trimmed because, like, a couple weeks before we broke up, she tried to trim it herself, and she just like I said, it was like past her butt. She threw it over her head and then tried to just like cut straight across like the ends, and it
you
ended up
can't do that.
like this, like it was in like a V because it wasn't even. She had so many dead ends, And I was like, now it looks like crap. And now you have to cut off even more. So then I had to cut it straight across. And it was straight across, but then she kept putting it up in that bun, like I said, and it turned into that mess.
Yeah. No, I get it because she would do that and leave it like that, and then it would get matted, and I would have to sit there for hours and pick out that rat's nest, and it would be so greasy, and it would take so long, and it would hurt her. Like she would cry and stuff because it would be so painful. And it's like, please get your hair cut, then it'll be easier to,
Literally.
manage. But she
Uh, That's the thing too. Like she wouldn't cut her hair because now she has said before that it's because in her childhood she had terrible time with lice, and that is so sad. And she had multiple um, infestations of lice, and I really do feel terrible for her for that because that should not happen. um, and she said that her hair was cut real short during that time. And she said that's where it comes from, why she does not want to cut her hair. But the thing is, she said before she has wanted to cut off a lot of her hair and that she really wishes like she could do it. But when Destiny said she loved the long hair, that's when it was like, that's it. Because Amber had said something like, "Oh, should I cut my hair? Like, I'm gonna cut my hair." And Destiny was like, "No, no, don't do it. I love your long hair." And then she never like touched it. She never touched it until like Beck, or like absolutely having to trim it. But they're both right. And the thing is too, if you have like dead ends, like I have, oh god, I have dead split ends right now because I just no time, no money. Uh, but like those will get tangled real easily and break and all that stuff, and it's very uncomfortable if you're not taking care of your hair. And if her hair was getting like matted and knotted and so often, there's probably a lot of breakage, and detangling is, it sucks. My mom used to go up my head real hard with that brush because like you can't tell because I don't do anything with my hair. But and like my hair is so long I need to cut it. But when I was a kid, I had really thick wavy hair. I think I've just killed my hair with how many things I've done to it. But I had this like thick, really wavy hair, and oh my god, when she used to brush the underside of it, I used to beg her not to. I used to not do it, and my mom was like, "Get over here, time to detangle." So I do feel in that sense, but like, girl, you can absolutely do it yourself unless you can't see something. But your hair is so long, like, then again, it could have been up in like the base of her neck. So
would not do it. She absolutely refused.
I know. And like when I picked her hair, I used like an actual, like I went to Sally's and got stuff. I got like a pick, and I used like baby oil, I used conditioner.
yeah, you
I used
gotta.
so much stuff.
Yeah, it's like you were really trying, and it's like she wasn't trying to keep it from happening,
Yeah,
but
well,
we had to try to take care of it.
I only did it the one time. She had never done that before.
Gonna move myself up
I'd
here.
had to do it more than once.
Yeah.
So, jeez. But it's like at least you were willing to still try to do it, and you were broke up with her.
Yes.
That was not your place.
Beck is completely right. Like that. Sorry, I had to move myself because I was in front of Beck. Um, Beck is completely right. Destiny did not have to do that. That was like a kindness and a courtesy, if you want to like put it that way. That is not something that she had to do.
None of it was. Like all of
Dang,
these
man.
things that she still made me do for so long, none of that really was my responsibility. But like at the time, I felt bad because
She didn't
she
have
was
nobody
doing
else.
it by herself and she had nobody else. Like,
Yeah,
And that's the thing, is that the two of them did so much, and like especially back when like Amber's health started really taking a nosedive. Um, the two of them did so much for her, and they absolutely did not have to. Um, like Destiny did a lot post breakup, and Beck did a lot during their relationship, and Amber took them for granted so often. It was ridiculous. And she still does. She might say, "Oh, well, I was thankful for them for doing this stuff during that time," but she doesn't. No, she's not. Absolutely is not.
And
Exactly. Me
that was
too.
her own fault. Because, like, I mean, she was hanging out with Sheila and his cousin, and
Hmm.
like, but she didn't want to hang out with them unless her hair wasn't like that for one.
I know who they're talking about. I won't say it out of respect for them, but the person they are talking about is someone that she met when she was with Destiny. And this little rat, she's a snitch. And, like, she would, like, spy on Destiny and then report back to Amberlynn. So I know who they're talking about. And, oh, I'd say her name, but and I think everyone who's in Girl World kind of knows who they're talking about, but
And then like she didn't want to talk to them about that kind of stuff. She just wanted to be like chameleon to them. Like she just
Yeah.
like formed to hanging out with them.
Right. Yeah, she didn't want them to see that side of her
Yeah.
because it was embarrassing.
Yeah. It was.
Right. But it's like it was totally fine for us to see that and for
Yeah.
us to have to deal with it,
Literally. Why don't you want to leave yet?
I'm about to. I'll text you when I leave.
Why don't you care that I want to spend the day outside of the house?
I do.
You don't, LOL. You would have left already.
I do. Please don't.
Then can you just leave now? I've been ready and waiting like a complete loser.
I am soon.
That's what you have been saying for 2 hours now.
I am, though.
What is taking so long?
I feel like she would be whining the entire time. I'm so surprised she wasn't calling you back to back, dude.
She was. That's why she was saying she was sorry for all the texts and calls. Because she was.
imagine that. Like, imagine, oh God, I can't. You're getting bombarded with Facebook messages, text messages, and phone calls. Like, girl, take a hint. Also, just this whole thing is ridiculous. Destiny is not your partner, does not owe you anything. It is so, oh my God.
Calling me. If I wasn't responding to her on this, like very quickly, she was trying to call me and everything. And like, there's some of the times you can see where it took me a while to call her back. It's because Dana took my phone and like would either turn it off or just put it somewhere else because we were getting very annoyed.
Right. I mean, I don't blame you guys either. Like, this is your ex. She shouldn't be calling and texting. Where are you? Where are you?
Literally.
It's like, you don't have control over me anymore, man.
Bingo.
I am, though.
What's taking so long?
Nothing.
Then there you go. If you aren't doing anything and you know what I'm going through, you'd tell Dana you have to go. I just wish I understood everything better.
I'm sorry.
Can you explain it to me? Explain why I'm here waiting for you when we should already be hanging out.
I don't have an explanation.
Do you just not want to be near me?
That's not it.
Yes, it is.
You want to be around her.
Sorry.
We have plans though, Destiny.
Oh. Hold on. Well, let me, yeah.
I am coming.
You're completely putting me last.
Oh,
Let me just take a moment. Like, I gotta take a second because that is wild. It is insane. Just imagine you are broken up with someone. Maybe you make plans with them because you're like, oh, I'll be friendly with them, but I'm moving on. I have moved on. I'm with someone else that I'm interested in. And they do not stop messaging you and then say something like, you're putting me last. You don't want to be with, you don't want to be around me. You want to be around her. Yeah, no shit, dog. We're broken up. I definitely want to be around someone else. I do not want to be around you. Oh my God. Sorry, I wanted to hold my mic because I wanted to feel very special. But I can't deal with the fact that she is telling her ex that she should not be around the person that she's interested in, that she should be paying more attention to her. This is so like quintessential Amberlynn. It is, oh my God. I can't believe it. Just some of these things, we thought it was bad, but it got worse. Somehow it got worse.
Oh my God, you have no idea how many times she would say that to me. You're completely putting me last. You're always putting me last.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly,
not trying
Destiny.
to.
We aren't going to have time for me to do anything. Need to be at the movies at 10. I want to go to Target. I want to eat. It will take us an hour to get there. Like, what are you doing to me? You're torturing me. I would never do this to you.
Bullshit.
I'm gonna be there soon.
You haven't even left yet, Destiny.
I'm really sorry. I am about to.
Can you believe this shit, y'all? I can't. Like, I am just flabbergasted. Like, a lot of times you'll just see me like, because I can't deal with this. Like, okay, I need to be at the movies at 10. I want to go to Target. I want to eat. Okay, well, guess what? They're not your personal chauffeur. Neither of them. Like, and Destiny owes you nothing. Like, you... and this late, too. So late. 10 p.m. So she wants to go to the movies at 10 p.m. But... so that means that the movie is at 11 because she wants to be there an hour early. And she wants to go to Target, so they're going to have to be there even earlier. And she wants to eat because, God forbid, Amberlynn do anything without eating, like, or eat at home. Like, what is going on? I feel like I'm in a different universe. Like, what the fuck?
How can you be really sorry if you aren't doing anything about it? You only say sorry if you're going to change what is hurting someone. You've become cold. I always thought the world of you. I never met someone like you. Kind, gentle, patient, understanding, warmest heart I've ever met. But now, look at you. I don't understand what has happened.
Amberlynn, I'm not being cold. Please stop making me feel like a shit person.
Oh my God.
This is cold. It really is. We had plans that you aren't caring about.
I am.
If you cared, we would be in Lexington right now.
Okay.
The one-worded
we probably won't get
answers.
to Lexington till 7 p.m. How am I supposed to eat peacefully and then wander around Target in such a short amount of time?
That's not true.
Oh my God.
I wanted to spend all day with you. That was the plan.
See, and again, like, this is her trying to manipulate time. She's trying to take Destiny away from Dana. She's like, no, you're going to spend time with me. You're supposed to spend the whole day with me, blah, blah, blah. This is your ex, dog. Like, this is the person you are broken up with. She broke up with you. That's it. Finito. But, like, also, she wanted Destiny to drive her to Lexington so late. And then also, oh, how am I supposed to eat peacefully? Now, Amber. There's only one person who eats faster than you, and that's Chantal. She shovels that hubcap of rice down her gullet, and you are right behind her. So I'm pretty sure that you could eat pretty quickly if you really chose. But no, it's not about I want to eat peacefully or I want to enjoy my meal or yada, yada, yada. It's that you want Destiny to come back and pay attention to you and only you because you are still pissed that she broke up with you and moved on, because you haven't.
I'm about to leave.
Not the crying face.
You've been saying that for hours.
I really am.
Please call me.
No.
Why not?
No.
When I leave, I will.
You just said you were leaving? You always told me you'd be here for me no matter what. You're proving otherwise lately.
That's so manipulative. You know, you say these things to people like, I mean, I tell my friends and stuff, I'm there for them whenever, 24/7. Okay. Do I mean literally 24/7? No, because sometimes I'm asleep. But I, it means that you're there. You're going to support them. You're going to do what you can within reason and without damaging yourself to be a support. But like Amber, I think takes this quite literally. And by you would be there for me no matter what means you will do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it, no matter what. It's just ridiculous.
Stop, please.
I just want to get out of the house and have a good time, and it's like pulling your teeth out. Have you left yet? Are you getting my text? I feel really sick and I am having an anxiety attack. I really need someone.
Yeah, I was waiting for your call, but didn't get one.
Calling.
No, you really didn't put up with much. Like, you did put up with some stuff, but you also were really quick to put your foot down. And she let you do it because she also had this adoration for you that I don't think she's had for anybody else.
Spot on, Beck. That is absolutely true. 110%. See, that's what I was talking about when I was talking about the BPD list that she has. Okay, her BPD shopping list. She has not had idealization for anyone like she did for Destiny. Not at all. And here's the other thing that makes me question her BPD. Okay, so she still to this day, just like in her live stream, she was saying how Beck was the one on here who was getting on and being manipulative while Destiny was just telling her side. And I find that very telling because if she had if she really had BPD, I think that Destiny would have been the one that she really, really gunned after, that she really tried to destroy. And she didn't. Because Destiny would have been her person, okay? That would have been the person that she was idealizing. And she did that. But was there devaluation? Maybe a little bit, but nothing. Nothing like the campaign she has against Beck. Nothing like the campaign she has against Casey. And I do not think that Casey or Beck were her person. I don't think she ever idolized Casey or Beck. And so that brings into question the entire point in that list. But anyways, Beck is totally on the money. And Destiny was, I think part of the reason that Destiny was allowed to kind of keep her foot on Amberlynn's neck was the fact that, well, like Beck said, she really held Destiny like on a pedestal. She put her up on a pedestal, but also because Destiny just like was not afraid of what Amber would say to her. Not one bit. Like she absolutely had an answer for everything that Amber said. Whereas Beck is more soft spoken, and obviously Crystal would never say anything. And Casey had so much to deal with, and you know, he is also a little more soft spoken, but was forced to talk about things. So I think Destiny just absolutely had an attitude to match.
I don't know what it was. Like, I mean, when me and her first got together, she tried to be that way towards me, just like, how she is. And I was
Yeah.
like, that don't fly with me. It doesn't. Like, I don't care who you are to me, you're not going to treat me like that. Like,
Dang.
because the girl I
Exactly.
was with before her treated me like that, and I was like, that is not happening ever again. And like,
So,
never even acted like that until after we moved in together. Like, we weren't even moved in together a month, and we got into that huge argument where I accidentally called her Pookie, and she walked home from Walmart. That was
Okay.
not a month living together.
That's insane because I've seen other people comment about it, right? And I think we were all under the impression that this was like sort of a final nail in the coffin for their relationship. And to hear that it was a month in that they had this big of an argument. And also, need I remind you that Destiny was like 19 or 20 at this time, and Amberlynn was 25. So, and also, like, Destiny had gotten out of their relationship, and, you know, oops, called you the wrong name, but it's like a month. This is a month of them, like, living together. And I know that Destiny says that they had been talking online before or like on the phone, but it's different when you're in person because they talked online and on the phone and then they moved in together. That was the first time they met, is like moving in together. Pooks. My God. I did not realize just how bad it was from the start. And I just, to reiterate again, Destiny was 19/20. I don't know if she had even turned 20 by that time. Oh no, she did, because they had like just met on like her birthday. So she had just turned 20. She's freshly 20. And Amberlynn is 25 and a half. And they are having this big of a fight. Oh my God.
are you
I
serious?
really didn't care. I was like, I mean, if you're not going to answer my texts, you're not going to answer my calls, and you're running away on a scooter in Walmart, I'm going to just leave you
The
there. So
visual.
that's what I did, and I left her there. And she walked home, and
Wait, so she was
In
running
the
away in a scooter?
She walked home in the
like,
wrong shoes.
first of all, we were both in scooters because she always made me ride in one too.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
And okay. And this is what pissed me off with their bullshit Q&A thing. She talked about ableism and all of that stuff. But ma'am, excuse me, you and your girlfriend were riding all around Walmart in mobility scooters when you did not need that because you walked all the way home. You could have walked around Walmart. Okay? And Destiny didn't need one. She did it because you made her, because you were too embarrassed to be in one. But you didn't need one. Okay? If you were walking home from Walmart, you don't need a mobility scooter. So you want to talk about ableism in the community and whatnot? Well, here I am. I'm calling you what you are. You have engaged in ableist behaviors. That is an extreme ableist behavior. You are taking away something just so you can have fun on it. And I don't care if it's 2 a.m., okay? Someone could come in there needing something, medicine, whatever, at 2 a.m., who needs a scooter. You had no right to be doing that. And honestly, when you were at that size, I mean, maybe later on when you're like 500 plus pounds, you can't really walk around. I get that. But that's when you were with Beck, not with Destiny. You could still maneuver around. You're just you're just lazy. That's lazy behavior. Okay? And I don't like I said, when you were with Beck, I fully believe that you needed those mobility scooters because you really couldn't walk. That, oh, my heel spur, I'm wearing the wrong shoes, no one uses them, blah, blah, blah. That's all ableist bullshit. Okay? So I don't want to hear you talk about ableism or shaming or whatever because you're the queen of it.
Oh, yeah. Every anytime, like, I don't know
Let
if
me
you guys
guess.
did
So
the
people
video.
weren't looking just at her.
Yes, she was like, "Well, I don't want to ride by myself." And I mean, for the most part, when we went to Walmart, it was at like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. So I mean, there wasn't many of them being used, so like I didn't feel as bad, but like I didn't want to ride in the scooter anyway. Like it was dumb.
Right.
And
You could walk faster.
we were, I want to say like in the coloring books or something. And I just like was casually talking to her and said it. And she didn't even say anything to me. She just scooted away, just gone. So I started calling her and texting her, and she wasn't responding. And then when she did answer, she was like, I don't know, like she was like yelling, and she sounded like she was crying. And she was like, "Why did you call me that?" And I just like it was just like a habit kind of thing. Said it, so I was like, didn't even really register what I said to her.
And it's so funny too because it's like she called her Pookie, which is like a nickname, okay? It's not like she called her the wrong name. Like, it's not like she was like, oh, you know, Bertha, come here. She just happened to say a nickname that she used for her ex, which isn't great. But like, it, she just, you know, Amber is, she has to be the only thing on your mind all the time, or else it's not going to work.
And then when she said it to me, she said, "You called me Pookie or whatever." I was like,
You had literally only been with her for a month.
"Yeah." I mean, we had been talking for a while. Like this was like July. We had been talking since like February or something. So
Right,
I
but
mean,
That's not even a long time, okay? February to July, February to March, March to April, April to June, June to July. You were talking for 4 months, and you moved in with, and she moved in with Destiny. 4 months online, and the first time you meet is when you're moving in. No, no. I don't understand this, but this is how it's always been for Amber, where she meets people online and then just moves in with them. Like, always. It's a little much, and she still does it because she thought she was going to move to Wisconsin with Emily. And Emily said, "Fuck no, get out of my house. I do not want you here." And she says she lived with her in Wisconsin for 3 months. Like, no, you had an extended stay. Like, you had an extended stay in the basement suite.
still just a few months.
like we had just recently met, in that month too, like physically met. So
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
it was a whole thing.
When she moved
And
from Virginia to Florida.
yes. And
Which, need I remind you that Destiny's grandparents are the ones who picked her up. She didn't take a plane. She didn't take a train, even though I'm sure that Crystal's parents would have paid for it because they paid for fucking everything. But she, and she definitely could have fit on one because Foodie Beauty is a good example. Foodie Beauty is like what she weighed, like, Foodie Beauty weighs what Amber weighed at that time, I think, just about. So she definitely could have taken it. Would it have been comfortable? Probably not, but it would have been more comfortable than like an 8 hour car ride. But no, she had Destiny's grandparents come pick her up.
like she hung up on me, and then she just wouldn't answer me again. She wouldn't answer my text. I was like, okay, well, where are you? Like, I want to go home. Like, clearly we're not getting anything, or like whatever we were there for. So, and thankfully we were at the Walmart close to our apartment. Not, we usually stopped at the one by our work, which was like 30 minutes away. So
She's lucky.
miraculously we were there, and I left. I was like, fine, I'm not dealing with this, so I left.
I'm surprised that she walked home.
I was so surprised too. But like at this point she hadn't been working yet.
Oh, so she didn't even have an excuse to use the mobility scooter for, the heel spur or the wearing the wrong shoes or being out all day on her feet at work. Oh, yeah, that's true because it would be July. She did not start working then. So, Miss Ma'am, I have several questions for you. Several questions that will never be answered. A mystery forever.
So like I don't know. She was just chilling at the house for the most part. So she had to have built up some stamina just sitting around.
Destiny, you know what? For all of Destiny's flaws and stuff, she she is she really keeps Amber humble, I think. And I think that is quite funny. I think her commentary is quite amusing.
How was it when she came home?
Well, when I got home, I still had been trying to call her. Like I was like, every little bit I got away from the Walmart, I was like, I don't want to get all the way home, and then her be like, "Come get me" or something. Like it was dumb.
So
So
she probably still wasn't picking up, was she?
no, and she wasn't answering my texts. Like she wasn't even reading them, anything. So I was like, whatever. Like she can figure it out, or I'll go get her eventually. Like when I feel like it, like on my terms. So then I got home. I cleaned up a little bit of stuff, did what I needed to do, and I got in the shower. Like I just went about my nightly routine. Like I got in the shower, took my shower, and right about the time I was getting out of the shower and I was trying to get dressed, she had been calling me. She'd called me like twice, and I was like, "Oh, of course. Now you're ready. Now that I'm like in my pajamas." So
Did y'all hear that? That was my cat. She's mad because I have the door closed. But I think it's so funny that Destiny like did not give a fuck. She was like, "All right, cool, bye," and left her there. Now, is my cat has many things to say. Is that the right thing to do to your partner? No, obviously not. You shouldn't just leave your partner somewhere, but do I blame her? No. Hold on, I gotta go get my cat. Jinxie, do you have something to say about Amber? Oh, okay. Goodbye. Bye. See ya. That's my child, everyone. She's loud. Anyways, back to this. Do I think that Destiny should have left Amber at Walmart with no ride or anything? No. Perhaps not. Perhaps it's not the best idea. But do I blame her? No, it was probably the first time she had peace and like since Amber moved in. If I could stop pausing myself, that would be great.
so when I answer it, she's like, "I'm most of the way home." I'm like, "What do you mean you're most of the way home? Like how did you get there?" And she was like, "I walked."
I'm so shocked.
I was so shocked. I was like, "Well, do you want me to come get you?" And she was like, "No." So she
She
finished walking home.
she was too proud.
Yeah.
But she ain't proud enough to be walking around Walmart or other places when they got mobility scooters readily available. No, no, no. That she will that she loves that. Part of me wonders, like, I know she made Destiny do it, but part of me wonders if she like really disliked the attention or if this was like a humiliation thing for Destiny to be like included in. Like, she didn't make Beck do that. I don't know. It's very weird. I hiccuped. Oh my god.
And then like I really don't remember what happened once she got home. Like we just went about her business. Like I don't think it was ever actually settled.
You don't think that? I'm just really surprised that she didn't just like keep you locked and cornered into an argument all night and you got.
I'm so sorry for the. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that Jinxie is like absolutely vocalizing her thoughts and opinions tonight. She's so mad because I have this door closed and she just cannot help herself but be like, no, no, no. I need to come in there and make commentary on Amberlynn as well. I have thoughts and opinions, especially in regards to Gracie May and Rarity. I have so many thoughts and opinions.
No sleep. because if that would have happened with me and her, that's what she would have done with me. She would not have
No.
came home and just went about her night. It would have been hell on earth.
That's the other thing too, is that with a difference between Beck and Destiny is that Destiny was like, what? What are you going to do about it? And with Beck, because again, because of who they are as a person, they would have had to endure like Amber's wrath. It would have been a nightmare mess because Amber really tortured them with time. Oh my god, this like video is off the rails because like I said, I have a furry child that lives in my house who wanted to eat at 10:01 p.m. Anyways, so the difference is that like Amber really, so Beck and Amber had different ways of dealing with like after arguments. Beck liked to go have like a cool down period, kind of think about everything, and Amber was someone who like once you argued, you had to talk about it right after. And so she used to say that Beck would avoid the confrontation and that Beck would not talk to her about it. But really, it was like Beck trying to just be like sort of think about what happened, break it down, have some time away, cool off, whatever, and try and not re engage. But Amber is big into not letting things go. So.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like. I would have remembered if we got into like another argument or like was yelling at each other or whatever. But no, I don't remember
Wow.
that. So like, either it was a really bad argument. It's like blacked out. Like I don't really do that though. So it's like I don't
Right.
know. Um, I don't know. Like I think we like I probably just ignored her because that's what I did a lot of the time when she just acted like that. I would just ignore her. Like that's not gonna get anywhere with me.
I'm surprised you were able to ignore her. She just made it so difficult for me too because she would just make it to where I was really never out of her sight.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Especially when y'all were there at Eric and Ricky's. Like, where were you supposed to go?
Right. And it's like she wanted to keep me away from them.
Yeah, she didn't want them to think badly of her.
No, like she always thought that if she wasn't in the room with us, that's what we were doing was all talking crap about
About
her. Like our
That's so, like, again, it is just so quintessential Amberlynn, where it's like she thinks that she is the center of attention, even when she is not in the room. And like that paranoia to think that everyone is talking shit about you, like, I get it to an extent, but not like that. That is genuinely like, if you are that worried about people talking about you, what have you done to make them talk about you or think that they are talking about you? Maybe do some self-reflection, but she is not good at that. So
entire world revolved around talking crap about her. And that just wasn't the case. Did it happen? Yeah.
oh
But it
yeah,
did not happen all the time.
yeah.
yeah. Because I mean, it's nice to take a break from thinking about you, talking about you, dealing with you.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand.
And it's like, I'm actually able to vent to people who get it because they're here witnessing it all.
Yeah. And it's not like she's quiet about anything, so it's not like they didn't already know. Just because you weren't in the room with them doesn't mean they didn't know what was going on.
Oh, yeah, they could hear everything.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, you know, I don't really talk about them much, but shame on Eric and Ricky, big time. Like, they were Beck's friends before all of this. They were friends with them, and they saw what was going on and they heard what was going on. And for them to not speak up and say something outside of just maybe like, wow, like, why is she acting like that? Wow, she's such a bitch, blah, blah, blah. Why did it take Beck's family like having an intervention to have someone finally stick up for Beck and be like, this is not healthy, this is wrong, like this needs to stop. They were living with Beck and Amber. I don't understand. It took them they and then they continued to be friends with Amber and say like, "Oh, well, she's changing." No, she didn't. And you knew that. You knew what she put Beck through. You knew the person that she was. You just liked the fact that she would pay for food and stuff when you went out. Like, and they helped assist Amber in isolating Beck, because Beck was friends with Hannah and Rafe, and they were friends for a while. And Eric helped stir up shit, and Ricky jumped right in with it, with between them, and that further isolated Beck. So I got some things to say about them. And honestly, like, as funny as Ricky is and as shady as Eric is, I shame on them big time. You saw what was happening. You don't pretend like you didn't. You lived with them. So what's the deal?
Because we all know Amber wasn't quiet either when she was mad.
Yeah. No. Did not care.
No, she didn't. Whew, we are way off topic. Are you ready to keep going on these screenshots?
Okay, so these are on that hate group about me. Dana is doing exactly what breaks my heart every single day regarding being on YouTube.
Hold on, I want to see what that's. It says, "Aw, you guys are so cute, all this stuff. How do you deal with Destiny still living with Amberlynn? I don't see how you do. She is worth it." Amber, you are so insecure.
Me. Dana is doing exactly what breaks my heart every single day regarding being on YouTube. I would appreciate it if you would talk to her and tell her to stop. This is completely disrespectful. Destiny, you know everything I've been through with this. This girl you like is now beating down the girl you used to love. Please make this stop.
It's so funny, like, just the fact that Destiny ignored did not address that, huh? But, like, again, Amber, you are not Destiny's partner anymore. So what would you like Destiny to do? Also, like, it was so benign. That was so benign. Like, there was, and Destiny, or Dana didn't even say anything that was, like, awful. It was just, because she could have been like, I don't know how I put up with Amberlynn because Amberlynn is literally trying to steal my girlfriend back and all this shit. But she just said, "Oh, Destiny's worth it."
Well, I mean, Dana was very against not even being civil with Amberlynn when me and her we weren't even dating yet. We were just talking and
Right.
had gone on like a date. Like, and then like we hung out at her house and she was just very against Amberlynn. Like, she didn't want anything to do with her. She didn't like nothing. So
Understandable.
Amberlynn sent me these screenshots because it's a hate group on Facebook, and of course Amberlynn was part of it. You know, she had to be reading about herself.
Was she there as Damian White?
Of course. Always.
Literally, Dana just posted a picture of her and I, and people were just commenting on it, like, you know, how do you deal and all that. And she was constantly like in these Facebook groups. She was constantly on like Discord. She was constantly on all that stuff.
Yeah, I know. Like, especially Kiwi Farms. She drove
Yeah.
herself crazy with Kiwi Farms.
I know someone who is obsessed with Kiwi Farms. Not so much anymore, but they're so self-absorbed and thinking about themselves all the time, and like literally just, I mean, this person's insane, and has put out so much personal information about themselves. And like they ended up on Kiwi Farms, and they ended up getting doxxed on Kiwi Farms, which is not nice and not good. But like also they just dox themselves all the time, but they're just like Amber, where it's like actually they're like, I don't even know how to say it, but like they remind me of Amber in this sense where it's like they have to look up everything about themselves, and they will like Google themselves, and they'll look themselves up on YouTube, and they'll look themselves up on Blue Sky and Twitter and Kiwi Farms and all these places like Wikipedia. Like, you're not famous enough to have a Wikipedia, but it's just like, why would you do that to yourself? Why would you torture yourself with these things? It's just stupid. Like, you're just stupid if you're doing that. And don't get me wrong, like, I've looked myself up on like YouTube just to make sure that my stuff comes up in the algorithm, but like I don't Google myself. And I wouldn't Google myself because it's like just asking for trouble. If you Google yourself, you're pretty much just looking for something to be upset about. That's my opinion.
Yes, I'd be like, why are you reading that? Like, if it's upsetting you, why are you doing that to yourself? Like, why are you just
Exactly.
continuously reading it and just like putting yourself down, basically?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. She just did it so much to the point that she started letting it control everything that she did. And like, that's what was going into her videos and stuff, was her trying her hardest to do what she can to change people's minds or to prove.
And that's the thing, is she's still doing that. She's still trying to convince people who do not like her, who do not care for her, that she is this great person and this great friend and this great partner and this great daughter and whatever. But that's not true. Like, verifiably untrue. And if she really cared about the people who support her, which apparently there's just so many now, she's just like got so many supporters, then she would not give a flying fuck about what people who dislike her have to say. And I know that's hard. I understand it's very hard. And especially if you feel the need that you have to come and defend yourself about something, which, like, I get, okay? I've had people say some very terrible things about me that are absolutely 110% untrue. But at some point, you just have to be like, I know it's untrue. Everyone who knows me knows it's untrue. The people I care about know it's not true. Like, so whatever this fucking moron has to say, I don't care. But she's not going to do that because she's obsessed with herself, and she's obsessed with trying to make herself look like a martyr, and like she is the best person in the world when she absolutely is not.
Somebody wrong in some way, somehow. But we all know that she would just end up messing up in the end anyway, especially like if people would say, "You're not going to go through on this diet." She's like, "Yes, I am." And she would literally do it for like 5 days and then
Literally.
quit.
Yet again with
But
Weight Watchers.
I'm getting way off topic. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. The diet thing, that's crazy because, like, when me and her still lived here, like, before we moved to Kentucky, like, there was at a point where she was trying all these different diets and going on Weight Watchers and all that. And I was like, first of all, Weight Watchers is some kind of subscription. You have to pay for it. I was like, I'm tired of
She's
paying
doing
for it
it
if you
again.
won't do it. Or, like, they give you those cheat points to use, like, if you're out to eat or whatever, and she'd use all of them, like, the first day. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, it's just pointless. And then she'd be like, well, I want to do this kind of diet. And we'd go to the grocery store and spend all this money on groceries and then go out to eat.
Yeah,
And I was
and then
like,
that food would rot.
literally, I was like, you need to, like, we didn't make very good money. I don't know how we really survived at that apartment. Like, I don't know. Like, she managed the money. I don't know how she managed the money, but she did. And I was like, you need to pick groceries or going out to eat. Like, it doesn't matter to
Yeah.
me which one, but we can't do both. Not with the amount of money we were making. I was like,
That's because Amber wanted to have things readily available at home and also make it seem like she was eating at home and everything. But they went out to eat all the time. They literally had a punch card at Denny's. Okay, like I guarantee it. They had the like buy 10 Grand Slams get one free card.
It's just not going to work out that way.
Right.
And
Right.
then
I
it would
mean,
just be like, well, I really need to go on a diet. And I'm like, I'm not against you going on a diet. Do what you need to do, but you can't decide to go on this diet and then us leave Walmart and go to like Denny's. We were regulars at Denny's for so long.
That's so funny. Yeah, like you know, it's crazy too. Like that is crazy work to be a regular at Denny's of all places. Those hush puppies, lead balls. Okay, those things sink to the bottom of your gut. And they don't digest for 7 years, all right? I'm telling you, I ate some in high school and they're still rolling around in my stomach.
really.
We ate there like every night for so long. It was ridiculous.
I can kind of see that though because that became Cheesecake Factory whenever we moved to
God.
Lexington.
The
And that's so
Cheesecake
expensive to
Factory.
keep on doing.
It really, really was.
That's a god awful. I mean, we had like we'd walk in and they'd be like chit chatting us up, and we had our spot like that they kept for us. Like it was a every night thing.
So,
Shameless now
yeah, what was the whole Shameless Now thing?
because we had started watching Shameless together like right before Christmas. No, we started watching it Black Friday because we went to Lexington to Black Friday shop, and we went to Denny's because we hadn't been to a Denny's in a while, and that was our thing, whatever. And the waitress was telling us about Shameless. She couldn't remember the name of the show being Shameless, but she was just telling us all the kooky things that happened in it. So we were like just really into watching it. And that was basically when she would say that, it was because she was upstairs or downstairs watching TV, and I was either opposite of her and she'd want to watch it.
So, okay, this is the juicy stuff that I had no idea about, dude. Had no
Oh,
idea.
oh my gosh. Yes, I okay. I don't remember.
Okay, so just to preface this really quick, Amber said in her live stream, she like briefly addressed some of these things, and she said that this Casey is not her ex Casey, not Rain and Petals eavesdrop. She used the wrong word, Casey. This is a third Casey that is in her life because we had Casey, her ex, Casey, her coworker, who could not stand her ass and was basically like a bless your heart type of southern, like, except she was also kind of cold. um, and now there's this Casey, who's apparently a woman she was flirting with or talking to between Destiny and Beck, or like while she was talking with like Beck. And there's another person, and their name accidentally gets dropped. So please, on my behalf, on Beck's behalf, on Destiny's behalf, and on that person's behalf, do not go looking for them. Don't go looking on the farms. Don't go looking at any other place. Don't try to be a sleuth yourself. Let this person be, because they don't deserve to be dragged into this. And it was a slip up. I don't know if it's been. I don't think it's been edited to not include that. But this person's name was redacted, and they accidentally said it. So do not go and look this person up. Do not do anything to cause this person distress, because this is from 2017. We're in 2025. They don't need to be dredged up, okay? I know y'all love to look up like the people that Amber decided to be with, but no. Don't.
Remember how she met these people for one, and I don't know if that like I know that that's their names, but like I mean I don't know. She was talking to a girl named and then a another person. I don't remember like their pronouns or anything. They just went by. That's all I know. But okay, so I don't know if was in a relationship with anybody or if she was single or like what was going on with that. I just know that like they talked a lot, and this was after me and her broke up. Like this was very quickly after me and her broke up, so that's why I didn't understand why when I did go out hang out with Dana, like what was the big deal? Why weren't you talking to one of these people? Because she was talking
Right.
to these people right after we broke up,
Of course. I mean, that's just what she does every time.
literally. So
That's
she
what
was
makes me
talking,
like she's talking to people behind our backs anyway, is what she was
yeah,
doing.
oh yeah. Um,
Like,
I don't remember like how they met or like really anything about her. I just remember that she was talking to this person. But that is this is juicy. Okay, was married and
yeah.
I forgot about
also in a
that.
relationship with like an older woman.
Yet again, this is now the third confirmed person that Amber has flirted with or attempted to be in a relationship with that was married. I'm sorry. That doesn't scream borderline to me. That screams narcissistic to me. Because it's the thought of, I can just take this married person, I can take them away from their partner. And now maybe their relationship was rocky or whatever. But go after someone who is available. Okay? Like, go after someone who does not already have an established partner. Because if we want to go after that, Destiny can be included in this because Destiny was seeing someone at the time that they started having flirty vibes. So, like, hello. That is so narcissistic. It is like the thought that you can just come in and break up a couple and then grab them for yourself. Don't you have any No. It's shameless. Just like the series you like to watch. Shameless behavior.
Like I remember Amberlynn telling me that it was technically like a grand person. Like I said, I don't remember their pronouns. Um, and I was like, "What do you mean? Like, how old is this person?" And she was like, "I think they're only like 32 or something. Like they were in their early 30s." So I was like, "Well, how are they already a grandparent? Like that's very like early."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, their wife is like I think she said that they were in their 50s or something, and it was like her
Dang.
kids from a previous marriage,
Oh, okay.
and they had grandchildren together." And I was like, "Well, why is this person talking to you if they're married?" Like
Wait, so were
Exactly.
they talking like that?
yes,
No
like
way.
oh yeah, and like I want to say lived in like Arkansas or Texas or something. I don't know where lived, but I remember her saying something about like wanted to leave their wife, wanted to be away from it, uh, but like didn't at the same time. Like it was like they were too chicken to go through with it. Like there was too much invested, probably, which it sounds like there was.
That is like, and like, don't get me wrong, I am not saying this person uh should get away scot free with what they did, because like if this is true, and this is going off of like what Amberlynn said, um, you know, that is emotionally cheating on your partner. That is not okay either. And you know, that's a rotten thing to do. But Amber, Jesus Christ, your track record with these women. My God, it is really something else. And, you know, the thing is, I think once you find out that someone is married, unless they are divorced or like legally separated, I mean, even legally separated would be very difficult because there's always that like looming thought where it's like, how is this gonna go? But like, I understand like someone who's divorced, that's fine. They're no longer together. And you could even say legally separated. They're not together. So whatever. But these people are still active in their marriage. Excuse me, what? Like, that's come on, Amber, really.
Um, and I was like, if I were you, I wouldn't get in that mess because that just sounds like a big mess. Like you're just this other woman to this married person. Like leave that
Exactly,
alone.
Destiny. Exactly,
And
Teardrop.
she didn't.
Exactly.
And I know that they were having, like phone stuff. I know they were doing that, and she was doing that with
Phone stuff.
like
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Amber's favorite pastime is phone stuff, I think. Because, like, she just said in her live stream that she had phone stuff with Alexis as well. Like, I think she really enjoys that, which, hey, more power to you, but stop doing it with married women.
Know why she was trying to talk to Casey. That was weird. Like
So
I don't
she was
know
trying to
why.
talk to Casey during this. She was talking to, also talking to, and married.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And we were broken up, and you see the way she was still treating me.
And that's the real, like, what the fuck moment, because she's talking to all these women, okay? And if this is a different Casey, this woman, if it's Casey, her ex guy, so she's talking to all these different women, possibly her ex Casey, and she is still pining over Destiny, like absolutely enthralled, obsessed, needing, wanting Destiny to pay attention to her and only her, even though Destiny has moved on and Amber has like a satchel of married women. It just. Are we serious right now? Is this really happening? I mean, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? What is this? Like, I feel like I'm going nuts because, you know, this is, and again, this is so narcissistic where it's like everyone needs to pay attention to me. And it's also histrionic. I don't know. But like, center of attention, me, 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 me. I need it to be about me. And if it's not about me, then we got a problem here. That's what's going on. Everyone needs to be paying attention to Amberlynn until she's done with you. If she's done with you, then you can piss off. Who cares? You're no longer important in her life. But if she is still into you and getting something from you, then ooh, that's why we never see her with like friends either, because like friends, I think she's like I said, so needy that like the only thing that she can possibly have is like a romantic partner, because then a romantic partner she can be like, well, you're my partner, so you have to do this for me, because that's what people who love you do. Like, that's what people who love you do. They do things for you. So I think it's very hard to do that with a friend, because a friend can be like, no, piss off. Like, and it's a lot harder when it's your girlfriend that you're saying that to.
And I don't know why
crazy.
I don't know why she was trying to talk to Casey like at all, because this was right after all that stuff happened with Casey. So, like, I don't
See, and that's the thing too, because she tried to say that it had been like 2 years since she spoke to Casey, but that's not true. Oh my God, I'm just figuring this out live right now. That's not true, because she messaged Casey to ask him about her and like how she was like intimately, and I think her somewhat like of her hygiene or whatever, because she was like, she wanted to be intimate with Destiny, and she was asking Casey about stuff, and Casey was like, why the fuck are you messaging me? Because I think that happened after the Rain and Petals eavesdrop, or like, well, after the accusation, not the shitty poem, not speaking up or whatever the hell it was called. I'm pretty sure that she tried to talk to Casey after that. But I know for a fact that she spoke to Casey while she was with Destiny. And she's trying to act like she didn't. but she did because she asked him like very personal questions. It's really funny to catch someone in a lie like real time because it's like your mind just like, oh, it's like all of a sudden the neurons connected.
Then why would she be asking Casey won't talk to me anymore? Because you just accused him of something awful?
Yeah. And all that boiled down to was that she used the wrong word.
I know it absolutely breaks my heart because that could have potentially ruined everything for him forever.
I mean,
Amen.
anyone can Google your name when you go to put in for a job, and someone could have easily seen that, connected to him,
Right.
and been like, dude, there's all this stuff about you on the internet. I don't know if I want my company to be a part of what you got going on.
And Destiny hits the nail on the head because people don't realize that in this day and age, if you are applying for a job or if you are even currently working at a job, if you have your name out there, they'll look at it, okay? They will look. They sometimes ask you if you have social media. And the thing is, if people are putting out horrendous false accusations about you out there, that'll come up. And she did that. And you know what? As someone who is unfortunately a person of the internet, a slave to social media, I understand just how bad and damaging it can be. Because I have had people say some things about me, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? Now, I will own up to things that I have said or done or whatever. You know, have I been a bitch online? Oh, absolutely. Have I been a troll before? Sure. I sure have. Have I said things that were mean spirited? Yeah, definitely. But I've had people make some, not people, one person make accusations, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is not even true. But again, like, if people know me, that's fine. But some of them, something like that is so damaging. And to make a false accusation and then just say, oopsies, I used the wrong word, it's not just damaging to that person, it's damaging to everyone who's been through it. But like, Casey really, luckily, people rallied around him and realized that Amber was full of shit. But for her to come out and use that and say that about him is so foul. And she's doubling down on it now because he's speaking out about her. And had he, like, I think, had he not, like, decide to do a podcast or whatever, talk with Beck and have these things going on, I think she probably would have continued to just be like, oopsies, wrong word. But now she's doubling down on it because she's pissed at him. And that's gross and wrong. And I hate that.
Yeah, exactly. It's very detrimental to someone, and he's in a good place, but it could have really been potentially bad, and she just doesn't care about that.
No. She wanted the attention for the video
Oh, for sure.
because she was the victim in the video.
I just feel like it was so manipulative.
Literally.
It surely was.
And I don't know, just very disgusting. And it makes me sick to my stomach that I even was a part of this. Like, I was even with this person who was capable of being like that.
Well, I think here's the thing. Like, I was with someone who was a narcissist, and the narrative, they make you feel so bad for them because they're so good at manipulation. So he put out this narrative about like people he dated, and like the thing is, I went through kind of what Beck went through, where he was still very much like head over heels for his ex, and that really sucked. But like, he always put like narratives out about how he was the victim and how, his ex left him in his time of need and all these things, and it makes you feel like so bad because you only know that person that you're dating. You don't know the ex. So you're like, wow, how could this person do that? That's awful. This is terrible. You poor thing. And then you come to realize, oh, it wasn't the ex, it was you. You're you're the problem.
right? Like I never watched like from the time we got together, or like even when we were talking, like before we have physically met. I never watched her videos. Like when me and her first started talking, she didn't even tell me she had a YouTube channel. Like I don't remember how I stumbled upon it. I want to say she had posted something on Instagram, and I was like, she posts YouTube videos, and I mean she wasn't very big yet, but when
Right.
I saw them, I said something about it to her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, don't watch my videos." I was like, "Why?" And I mean, it was like those early on videos where they weren't very interesting anyway, so it was like I didn't really want to watch it.
Right.
But it was like, okay, like if you don't want me to
Crystal
watch them, I'm
era.
not gonna watch them. And then like when we got together and she was like posting more and more, I still never watched them just because like I was living it. So like, why did I need to watch what you did? I know what you did today. So I
Right.
never watched them, and then I never knew when she was filming. I never knew like what she was filming. I didn't know what she was gonna edit out. Like I knew nothing.
Right.
And
Me
then
either. I get it.
like because she was doing that, I didn't know what was being posted because I also wasn't watching it. So it was like a lot of the videos she posted of me where it's like very controversial for me, I didn't know she was going to leave that stuff in there, or like I just didn't know
Right.
that it
And now, like, there are things that Destiny did and said and whatever that are controversial, and she should not have said them or done these things. And now I'm not talking about like Amberlynn coming in and filming her while she was on the toilet or in the shower. Those things were out of Destiny's control. And I think it was disgusting that Amber did that. It was absolutely foul. Um, and, she did it with like all of her partners. Like, it's so strange. But, we have, there's footage of Destiny saying things that are less than savory. And I will not repeat them. And I think that if you're going to say something, you should always be prepared, especially around Amberlynn, to have a camera shoved in your face and have her keep it in because she likes embarrassing people. And I think if you are saying things that you are too embarrassed to say in public, and they include words that you should not be saying because you'll get jumped, then you shouldn't be saying them. And I understand Destiny was young at the time, and we've all done stupid things when we were young, but she wasn't young enough where it was like, well, she was just a young teenager. Like, if Libby did it, I would be like, well, she was a young teenager, and that's whatever. But Destiny was old enough to know better at that time. Uh, so I don't particularly excuse the actions and the behaviors that she exhibited for that. And I don't think it would be genuine for me to come on here and criticize Amberlynn and her actions and the things she says without holding Destiny accountable too. Because Destiny did and said some things that, she used words that she should not have used. And I don't care that it was a quote, she should not have said it. And she treated the animals poorly with Amber. Um, and I don't think they were excusable actions then, and I don't think they're excusable actions now. So I'm just doing my due diligence and holding them both accountable for those things. Destiny, you should not have been so eager to say things that you would be embarrassed to say if the with the camera on. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't say things that you would be embarrassed to say when the camera's off. So that's my little disclaimer there.
was even going to be like posted on the internet. Like there was no forewarning that like, hey, I'm recording you. It's going to go live, basically.
She never gives
Right. And
warning,
that
though.
was just a big invasion of your privacy anyway.
Let's see. Me and Beck are bad. Ugh. Casey won't talk to me anymore.
What?
I just have no one.
Yes, you do.
Who?
Me and Dana.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm crying because I feel so shitty.
Don't.
And maybe you should. WTF.
Damn,
And
that's
you're just like,
cold.
WTF. You really
No one
probably
will.
didn't, did you?
Huh?
You probably didn't truly give too much of a crap, did you?
No, like I'm like, why are you telling me your business? Like,
Because
I
she
don't
wanted
know.
you to care, Destiny.
Clearly. No one wants me. I'm so tired of getting hurt.
You'll find someone.
And
So,
then
like,
these were screenshots with me and you.
oh yeah.
This is so weird, this
Honestly,
part.
I wasn't being very honest to you either. Like, I wasn't that excited to meet her. I was just like, it was fun to have somebody to talk to, but she was really trying to push things so quick.
She
And see, Amber tried to say, like, oh, Beck never loved me, and Beck didn't even want to, wasn't excited to see me, and so why were they with me, and blah, blah, blah. And Beck clearly said that they weren't excited because they felt like they were being pressured. And that's been a common theme with Amber is that these things move so quickly with her, and not everyone is as quick as she is. And Becca Beck said to her a few times, that they were not going at the same pace, but Amber really pigeonholed them, and it was like, well, either you get with me or I move on to the next person. And you'll see in this, she even asks about like Beck's feelings, and like kind of is trying to uh make them say that they were in love with her, or feeling like they were falling in love with her. And yeah, it's just very odd.
does. Like when me and her first started talking, like she immediately wanted to be like on FaceTime and like just phone calls all the time. And I mean, when we first started talking, I was still in a relationship, so I was like, I can't be doing all that. Like, I don't want to
Right.
do all that. I didn't really know her. Like, we weren't talking like that yet.
Right.
And like it slowly became that on my part. That was my bad, but and then it was like
Right,
Whoops.
but she
I
was
broke.
probably still inserting herself a lot,
Oh yeah,
wasn't she?
oh yeah. And then once I broke up with the girl I was with, it was like we constantly had to be on like FaceTime or whatever. Like I didn't even have an iPhone when me and her got together.
That's another thing. She is always on like FaceTime or whatever with the people that she's trying to get with. She's done it with like every girlfriend that she's with. And like she still does it. She was constantly on FaceTime with Jade, and she was always on the phone with Emily. So her behaviors haven't changed. She's just gotten older.
I had it was a, one of the Samsung phones, and she was like, "You really need to get an iPhone." I was like, "Well, I can't just go get an iPhone or whatever." So to get her to shut up about it, I switched phones with my stepbrother. He had like an iPhone 5. Me and him switched phones so that way I didn't have to hear about it anymore.
Oh,
Because at
oh
that
my
point, me
god.
and her had been FaceTiming on my iPod.
But it had to be FaceTime. Couldn't
That's
just
so
call on the
funny.
phone.
Yeah,
That's dumb.
it was dumb.
Oh my god. But like literally she would want to do that with me and I just wasn't about that. So I would
I know.
just be like, "Oh, I'm tired. I want to go to bed." And then I would
But Beck, see, like Amber tries to be like Beck lied and Beck this, Beck that, but Beck and Amber did like a Q&A, like a girlfriend tag or whatever, and Beck said that they had lied before because they just weren't up to it. They weren't up to these constant, long phone calls or FaceTimes or whatever, and would say, "Oh, I'm in bed, I'm tired, whatever," and they were really up, like scrolling or watching videos. So she's acting like it's a gotcha thing, like, "Oh, look at that, Beck never even really cared. Why were you with me?" Blah blah blah. But Beck was like honest from the beginning when they said they were like avoiding her.
Would still actually just sit up and like watch TV for a little bit longer. Like I wasn't in the mood to talk to her. I wasn't feeling that way. We weren't dating, but she felt like because we were talking that she needed to talk to me all the freaking time when I wasn't working. And I
Yeah.
just wasn't about that.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, did you zoom in on them? Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go. People are nuts. Don't talk bad about me. WTF? Like, what? You're supposed to say that, but whatever.
Oh, we'll like take a. They're reading some of the things that come afterwards, but like this, I think it's crazy that Amber made Destiny message Beck and be like, "You excited? You excited?" It's because this is such like Amberlynn vernacular. So yeah, there she was definitely like trying to get a vibe off of Beck, like pretending like Destiny was a third party, uninvolved, as if Amber didn't send her to do her bidding. Like,
Wait,
Yeah.
did
I
she
don't even
send
know
you
how I
this?
was. Yeah. I no, I sent her the screenshots because I don't remember why, but she had told me to text you, and I mean, it was dumb.
Why
And
does
like,
she
I don't even
want
know
you to
why I was.
text me?
I don't remember. Like, I remember her telling me to save your number because that was when I was like supposed to take her to meet you, and I think she
Okay.
just wanted to make sure we had each other's number, like for that purpose. But I don't remember why she told me to text you.
Probably to see what I would say to you so you would show it to her, if that
Maybe.
makes
Like,
sense.
yeah, I agree.
I love how you said, I'm not going to sugarcoat Amberlynn, though. She's definitely a bird of a different feather. You'll see. You were trying to tell
yeah.
me.
Oh yeah.
She said Amberlynn is a nightmare, a walking nightmare. Like, just the she has her demons to battle and they cause issues. Girl, Beck, this should have been your sign to like get the hell out of there. But I understand, like, I understand trying to see the better in a person, but Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah. I think that's the part that she was talking about. Like, don't talk bad about me.
She probably absolutely hated that you said, but she has her own demons to battle, and they cause issues. She
Lol.
probably hated that.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Who is
Oh
that?
my God.
I can like barely read it.
All right, I'll read it. She said, "Be honest, okay? And don't try to spare my feelings, lol." And I said, "Okay." She said, "Do you have any sort of feelings for me yet?" Oh my God.
This is
I'm like,
wild.
I enjoy talking to you a lot, but if you mean like falling in love, then no, not yet. That would come after dates and spending time together, not just phone convos or texts. She's like, "No, I don't mean falling in love." Yes, she did. But okay, I was just wondering. And I'm like, if you mean, do I like you? Then yes, I do. I don't want you to talk to anybody else. I'm like, what are you trying to see so you can move on to somebody already? Like,
Honestly, it's like Amber did not mean like, oh, do you like me? Are you enjoying the time we're having together? She wanted Beck to be like ready and rearing to go. And that's just not who Beck was as a person or is, I think. And I just, it is so obvious what she wanted. And this, like, whole, oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. No, she wanted to hear that second portion. I don't want to talk. I don't want you to talk to anybody else. She wanted to feel like special, like, ooh, yeah, like that's it. I'm the only one. Again, center of attention bullshit. And the fact that um Beck was like not in love with her, I think really pissed her off. And like I said, they did the Q&A before, and she was not happy with the fact that Beck used to ignore her and like do their own thing. But she literally spends hours on the phone with people, like hours, just absolutely doing the time vampire shit. And I think I relate to Beck in certain ways where I think that Beck is way more of a homebody. And now I like traveling. I don't think Beck really likes traveling, but like they're a homebody. They like being home. They like being surrounded by their family and loved ones. And they're just kind of like, I don't want to be talking all the time. Contrary to popular belief, where I'm talking for hours on the internet to like talking to a screen. But I think like on the phone and whatnot, like you don't really want to spend a bunch of time doing that. You'd rather just hang out and do your own thing. So I think that's where Beck was, and Amber just is not like that. Amber wants you, wants your attention all the time, 24/7 on her. That's it, no one else. And you cannot be doing your own thing because that's not involving her. So like, why do you have to do that thing? That doesn't involve her. But I mean, I could be way off base, but I don't think I am.
Like, we're just hanging out. We literally just started talking. I think this had to have been like within
It
the
was
first.
before. It was before y'all physically met.
Yeah, it was before we physically met because that's what I just said. Not just phone combos or texts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Expecting someone to fall in love with you over just phone conversations and texts is so like 90 Day Fiance. I'll just say it. That's really what it feels like.
Yeah, I was like, if you mean do I like you, then yes, I don't want you to see anybody else. So she's like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Mm.
Mm. Why did she ask you why so awkward?
I don't know where I was. Like it was 9:30 at night. Why did she video call me for 1 minute and
1 minute
then
call.
an hour later say hey and then I missed one? And then where are you? I don't know. Like I don't know what day of the week that was, but I feel like I would have been at like work or maybe we were like in the car and I probably answered it and was like, not really trying to talk to her because I was probably with Dana.
Yeah.
Which would have pissed her off
All right. So what
so
about this
much.
one?
I did still live there.
Oh, you
This was
did. Okay.
me and Dana we went to go to my cousin's wedding in Tennessee. And that was also the weekend that was the first weekend we got stuck with like there was stuff went down and we had to take her with us.
Right.
And she I don't know about the shrimp thing. I know it's expensive or whatever. I don't know like what that is, but I think really what she was trying to do was like be nosy and see like if anyone was talking about her while I was.
Oh, absolutely, sis. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? I know she was wondering if your siblings were talking about her and how much they missed her because they loved her so much, and how much your like niece missed her, and how much the younger members of the family missed her, and how much like, well, I was going to say Mendy, but Mendy had Amber's number from the beginning. And now Mendy wasn't perfect. Mendy is Destiny's late mother, for those who don't know. Rest in peace, Mendy. Um, Mendy. Mendy had Amber's number from the beginning. Oh, yes, she did. And they did not get along. And let me tell you, Mendy was not perfect. Mendy had a lot of things going on. But uh, I'll give her that she really did not let Amberlynn get away with a lot. She really, I think that, um, I think she was really fed up with Amberlynn by the end. Definitely. But yeah, Amber was probably fishing to see if people were like, where's Amber? Why didn't you bring Amber? Who's this person? It's not Amber. But no one really cared.
Was visiting family in Tennessee. I literally think that's what it was. Like, nobody had any questions about her. Nobody asked about her. Like, I
Lol.
mean, it wasn't like any too many family members from Florida anyway. Like, it was me and my mom, and then Dana, and then my brother and his girlfriend, and then my it was just my grandma and my sister that came up from Florida, and my sister's boyfriend. Like, I don't know.
I,
It was weird.
I feel like she was just wanting to know if your sister, her boyfriend, or any of them had asked about her.
Yep.
Oh yeah. And why would I tell her that? And then people posting our address on You Now, like, I mean, this was probably around the point where there was someone that kept ordering pizza to our apartment,
Mm.
and
Okay, let me say really quick for all y'all, don't do that. Like, it is a waste of time and money, and the people that you are bothering, it's not Amber. It is the people who have to make these things. It's the people who are getting paid minimum wage. You're not like, yeah, maybe it's annoying to the people like where, oh, a pizza comes, well, I didn't order a pizza and I'm not paying for it. Well, okay, now you've just wasted money and food and a person's time, and they are not making enough money to deal with that bullshit. So if you want to troll someone, whatever. I don't I don't think you should. I don't, and especially don't do things with people's addresses. Like, absolutely not. That is way off limits. Um if you want to like talk about people online, you want to troll online, you want to, be a little bit of a nuisance, whatever. Lots of people are nuisances. I was a nuisance. I probably still am. But don't do things where you make someone else's day miserable. That's not funny. It's not a joke. It's not really even inconveniencing the person that you're intending to inconvenience. It's just being a dick to other people who do not make enough money to be dealing with that dickery.
they would try to deliver it, and she was like, I didn't order this pizza. So she ended up calling I think it was a Domino's. She ended up calling them and basically told them that unless she physically phone calls that in, or if one gets called to our address, to call her to confirm if it was actually.
Yeah, and see, it's Domino's too, because I know that some people in the chat were like, "Oh, you would be giving up a free pizza?" Yeah, right. The thing is with Domino's is that if you order, you can pay for it like ahead of time, or you can have them deliver it to you and pay when you get there or when they get there with cash. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say people were ordering it and saying that they would pay with cash when it was delivered, and then it would get there and Amber would be like, I didn't order this pizza and I am not paying for it. Because hey, you know what, can't fault her for that. I would also be like, I'm not paying for a pizza I didn't order. What the hell? So again, you are just inconveniencing people who are making pennies. So don't be doing that shit.
Being called in. That doesn't scare you anymore. Since you don't live here anymore, it doesn't mean anything to you. See, I don't know why she said that, because I did still live there. I didn't like move out till like May.
She was saying that because she was mad at you for no longer being there 24/7 with her. She was saying that because she was like, well, you don't live here anymore as drama. Because even though you still lived there part time, you were also seeing someone else. So she was just being dramatic and being like, well, you're not even here anyways, so why would you care? It's a drama thing. She's full of it.
Right. And it's like she probably was saying that because you weren't there all the time.
No, she had got mad at me because I want to say, like, right after me and Dana officially started dating, I took some clothes over there and I took some like toiletries over there. It was because like I was spending the night there a lot. Like,
Because why would you want to be home with Amberlynn? I'm pretty sure Destiny says that. Like, why would you want to be home with your ex who forces you to sleep in the same bed as her when you're broken up and you're seeing someone else? Like, Amber, hello. Hello. That is so unhealthy, so manipulative. And I think she said it before too, that it is like very manipulative of her to be doing that, and it's unhealthy and she shouldn't be doing it, but she does it anyway. Yeah, no, I would also not be spending my time at a place that my ex was living and making me share a bed with them, or else they would get upset with me. Fuck no, I'm not gonna spend my time in a hellhole. I'm gonna go be with the person I care about. Like, goodbye.
Like
Right.
I didn't understand what the problem was. And she was like, "Are you moving out?" I was like, "I mean, not officially, no." And I didn't for a while.
Right. I I get it because I also didn't move out right away, but I wasn't really staying there, but my stuff was still there.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
mean,
I don't want to be there with you if I don't have to be.
yeah. Well, I remember you left some stuff there, but that was just because, like, when you came, you usually were there for like a weekend or whatever because it was a long drive for you.
Well, I would come up there and I would just get what I could get and I would stay for like a night and then I would just get up and leave the next day and it's like I just did not want to be there any longer than I had to be.
Oh, yeah. And I remember when she told me for the first time you were like coming to stay at the apartment, that's when she starts like you'll see it in the messages too when she starts freaking out about how she wants to keep the apartment clean and all that. And she was not walking the dog like she was not walking Twinkie like she was supposed to.
Of course
She
not.
was letting she had all the cats still, like I hadn't taken Jax with me yet. And Jax, I don't know like what happened, but whenever we moved into the apartment, he just got to where basically he would use the litter box once and then he just assumed the whole thing was dirty and would go where he wanted to go.
It's like probably an anxiety thing with the cats. I mean, like, for Christ's sake, neither of them were great pet parents, but and I'm glad I know what happened to Jax because I asked about Jax one time and people tried to gaslight me into believing it was never their cat. Yes, it was. I knew it was because Amberlynn had posted something about like Wasabi, Twinkie, and Jax. And I was like, well, what happened to Jax? And people were like, stop asking that because Jax was never their cat. Who was right? Me. Finny was right. I often am, but people, for some reason, don't believe me. Perhaps it's just because of my face or the tone I have. I don't know what it is, but I'm right. I remember the stupidest shit. I promise you, I remembered this garbage stuff. Instead of important things taking up my brain, I remember bullshit. Like, I listen, I rarely brag about how smart I am. I have a very high IQ. Do you know what my IQ does? This. It I can't remember a fucking formula to save my life for physics. But I sure the fuck can remember that Amberlynn talked about Jax. Oh god. It was in like a 100 questions about me video, one of the fucking quintillion that she does. And it was like, I have these animals and Jax was included. Ugh! Listen. Listen. I have ADHD, okay? If I am hyperfixated on something, I will know the stupidest, minute detail of it. And that was one of them. I'm sorry I'm off on this tangent, but oh my god. Oh my god, I swear. People were like so mean to me about it. And I was right. Continue, friends.
Like so you had to constantly keep it clean. Like I tried different litter boxes. I tried like the weird pellet kind of litter. Even like I tried so many things to get him to stop doing that
Those poor
because he
He's
was
just a
animals.
always
picky
going.
guy.
Oh my god, it was awful. He would always go in like laundry piles. Like if there was clothes anywhere, he would always try to go in those. He went on the bed a lot, and like even Wasabi got to where he did that because
The red couch.
when we were in the apartment here, our roommate, I had planned on taking our one of our hall closet doors off because that's where his litter box was. That way it wouldn't get accidentally closed. And of course, like we went and stayed at my dad's for the weekend, and when I came back home, it had got closed anyway. Even though we warned her like a billion times that it does not need to be closed, it still got closed, and he like pooped all over our that red couch that we had.
Okay, I'm sorry to like say this, but they were so f- frequently leaving those animals to fend for themselves. Why did you expect your roommate to be taking care of them? Like, why did you expect your roommate to be in charge of them while you were gone? Those aren't her animals. Those weren't her animals. She had her own animals. And the thing is, like, I now don't really know about the roommate. I don't like her snake care because I have a snake. His name is Openite. Yes, from Demon Slayer. I call him Obi though because literally every time I tell someone, "Oh, his name is Openite," they're like, "I can't fucking pronounce that." Okay, we'll learn. But I call him Obi for short. And her snake was kind of thin, and also she was feeding him this gigantic mouse. And there's like rules for how you feed snakes and whatnot. And he was not the right size for that mouse that she was feeding him. He was way too small because my boy is on hoppers and her snake was not much bigger than mine. And I was like, damn, that is not right. Anyways, that's enough about my boy. But I just think it's wrong that their roommate had animals to take care of, and then they would just go and leave and be like, "All right, we're leaving the or we're leaving the cat and Twinkie." And the thing is, like, they're all anxious animals. They didn't to start off, but that's what became of them. They all became very anxious, and especially Wasabi. Wasabi is such an anxious little boy. He is so cute and so sweet, and I love him. But he didn't start off that way. He was a very playful little kitten, and the way they treated him and leaving him and not like it just he was very overwhelmed, and that poor guy. And so I think that's part of the reason why he was shitting everywhere. And it doesn't have to do with like, oh, it was in the hallway closet. It has to do with the fact that he was an anxious cat. And I just think I like literally it's giving me indigestion. I think that perhaps the couch or and with Jax's case, like the laundry, it smelled like you guys. So maybe that's why they were using it as a toilet because it was like a familiar scent. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, it took me so long to get it like clean, and it didn't smell like cat pee and
That's
just like
nasty.
like it stank. And I finally got it clean,
Nasty.
and that's when I was like, okay, this door's got to go, and I
Do
took
you
it
feel
off.
like your roommate had done that on purpose?
I don't think she did it on purpose. I really just think she wasn't paying attention, or like if she had anybody with her, like I don't know if she brought like Libby with her or like her boyfriend or like anybody. Like I don't know, and they could have just done it,
Right.
and she just didn't notice. Especially like if she didn't even come in the house, like she could have easily sent Libby or her boyfriend in to grab whatever she needed and then dipped.
Yeah.
So I mean I don't know, but she's also the reason my cat got out. So I mean I really don't know.
Destiny, I know you're saying that, but I do not believe it for a second. I do not, especially since that came from Amberlynn. So I would take that with a grain of salt. I know, like, you're saying it, but no. I'm sorry. With Amber's track record now, and with Rarity getting out, like, beforehand several times, and then losing Rarity, yeah. I don't think so. I think it was Amber. I know she's like, oh no, it was the roommate. I will stick with Amber, let that cat out, because she was so giddy to get that cat away and then get Wasabi right afterwards. It's all too convenient.
Yeah, I remember that story. That's so sad.
I know.
Dude, you have no idea how freaking sad I am over Rarity.
Dude, that's so messed up. Like,
She was
what do you
such a good little
mean?
baby.
You just gave up on her, though. Why would you just give up on her?
And the thing is that people are pointing out is that, like, people are speculating that Amber gave Rarity away because it was too much to handle all of the animals that were together at Emily's. I don't know. I pray that is the reason, because then at least there's some hope that Rarity is okay and doing all right. But I mean, I just don't understand. I would be devastated if I lost my cat. I would be absolutely just inconsolable. And she just gave up. It was like Rarity never existed. And that is so sad because she was such a sweet cat. Like, the cats that she has are very sweet. Wasabi is a sweet boy, and Rarity was such a doll. I mean, and like Gracie May, when she was there, not Amber's cat, but Gracie May was so darling. I mean, oh God, I want to cry. I feel so sad because Gracie May and Rarity deserved so much better than what they got. And it makes me so sad. And I hope that Wasabi is okay. And I'm pretty sure Twinkie's all right, but I mean, who knows? Like, and by all right, I mean like alive. Which is so sad. That's the standard. Oh, they're living. But I just, again, it's still, to this day, it's been how long? I am still so sad about Rarity, and I can't stand Amber. And I am more upset about her cat than she is. It's still, every time I see that poor cat in like retro reacts and stuff, I feel so upset. That poor thing, that poor little baby.
Well, obviously, well, for one, we know that she couldn't have ran after her, but still, she just didn't even. She just went back to Oklahoma and just didn't care.
Literally, like, and I mean, I forget where it was that they were, but wasn't it like snowing?
It sure was, Destiny. It was nasty out. It was freezing cold in Wisconsin. They don't remember where she went, but it was Wisconsin, and that was a big point that everyone made. They were like, "It's snowing out. It's freezing out. Like, your cat cannot be out in this weather." And the thing is, like, how the fuck did it happen? And this excuse of like, oh, I was so tired and I let the dog. Bull fucking shit, Amber. Bullshit. Honestly, like, I don't understand because, like, she acted like, oh, this is my willity way, my will, baby. And then when Rarity was gone, it was like, that's it. Bye. Like, she came on and cried, like, once about it, but she wasn't going to tell anyone. People found out about it. People found out because there was a missing flyer that Emily made. I don't get it. And I never will. Because I would never be like that with my cat. And now, my cat, my old lady here, oh, she just loves to run out. But I'm not going to allow her to. I run after her. But like Beck said, there's no way Amber could have done that. No, not at all.
I think so. But it was like far from where Amber lives.
I want to say it was like it wasn't Idaho,
Wisconsin.
like Minnesota. Was it Minnesota?
Wisconsin.
Minnesota, Idaho, Arkansas, one of those.
All those places are like in very different areas. It's so funny.
I don't remember. Um, but like it had to be snowing up there.
Right.
Sure was.
It's so terrifying and heartbreaking. And it's like she doesn't even talk about it
Yeah,
anymore.
she's just avoiding the whole thing.
And it's so funny that after this came out, Amber suddenly spoke about Rarity again. Just very briefly. It was just like, my heart is broken every single day. And I cry. I cry about it. I cry about Rarity Gray. Bitch, you could have fooled me. For real. Like, you really could have fooled me because you did not give a shit after a certain point. You came on here, you squeezed out some tears, and then you were like, I'm not talking about Rarity anymore. You gave no updates to the people who cared about that cat. You absolutely just set her aside. Bye. Like, you absolutely ridiculous. And then you left. You went back to Oklahoma. You think Emily's still looking for her? Because that was your thing. Oh, Tommy's gonna still look for her. Tommy's so great. Tommy's gonna keep looking for her. You think that's going on now? If you think so, you are dumber than I thought.
Yeah, and when something happened to Jax, I never heard the end of that. Like anytime we hung out, she always had to mention something about Jax.
The bitch! Once again, I am vindicated. But, like, what the fuck happened to Jax? What happened to Jax? The only person in this situation who should have owned a pet is Beck. Genuinely. Like, sorry, Destiny, you should not have pets either. We saw the way that you treated the animals, and we heard about what happened to your dog. Like, no. No pets for you. No pets for Amber. Beck should have kept those pets. Because I guarantee you that if Beck kept them, Rarity would still be with us.
Yet couldn't let you live it down.
My mom loved having him. She got mice really bad where they were out there in the middle of nowhere, and he kept them away.
He was a mouser.
He was a good cat.
That's so cute.
He was a very good cat. It was your turn.
Seriously, it's been out for a while now, and you're right.
Right about what?
Amberlynn. It's been outlet for a while. I don't think you meant out. Like it's not making any difference. You're fine.
Destiny being like, who fucking cares? Shut up. Being dramatic. Like, no, it's true though. Like, and now don't get me wrong. I would also be very scared, and I've been doxxed, and it is frightening when it happens, and you're like, what the fuck? Because it's such an invasion of privacy, but like there is a point where like I've gotten to where I'm like, well, what now? Because it's like, what can I do? You know, like it's out there. I can't do anything about it. It's just gotta exist in the way it exists, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. That's why I got a Ring camera outside my house. If any y'all show up, I swear to God, I'll yell at you from it. Be like, get off my lawn.
I'm still scared though. My aunt was in my U now.
For real?
Tammy. Aunt Tammy. Oh, yeah. Amber and her aunt. Oh, boy. Well, that's in a retro react, I'm sure. Well, CXNT still has You Now lives up, but basically Amber said that her aunt stopped talking to her because she was fat. And Tammy was like, the fuck are you talking about? It's because you won't do anything to help yourself. And, you know, like, it had nothing to do with her being fat. And Amber had to come on and retract that statement. Indigestion again. So, like, Amber did that. And then Tammy came on You Now and was really, like, just kind of laying it into her, was like, listen, bitch, here's the real tea, and here's the story of, like, why things are happening the way they're happening. And they were arguing on there. And this is also, like, Amber was getting support. It was very strange, but it's strange to see the difference in what happened then versus what happens today. So she was getting some support, and people were like, Tammy, why don't you just give a phone call? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why are you bringing it to You Now? Because Amber wouldn't stop fucking talking about that, and like, and made this whole video about how awful she was and how, like, she stopped engaging with her because she was fat. Like, Amber, I hate to break it to you, but most people dislike you because of who you are, not because you're fat. If you were 500 plus pounds and the sweetest person on earth, people would like you, and people wouldn't have to talk about you or try and hold you accountable for the bullshit you pull. It's your personality that they dislike, myself included. I do not care about your weight, Amber. And I think that's why you get upset with people like Karina Kaboom and Salty Crab, because it is not about your weight. They talk about you as a person, and you can't stand that, because then you don't have the excuse of, well, they're being fat phobic. Though your newest one is mental health shaming, which, bitch, don't get me started. I already went off on that before. Anyways, that's a little thing about Tammy. Very interesting shit.
I was trying to do the trash and Rarity got out. He was outside for like 20 minutes in the pitch dark. I ended up getting her, but it's impossible to do the trash by yourself, so I didn't get it done. If it was just one bag, I could do it, but it's like 12 and I'm super overwhelmed.
Bitch, the fuck you mean Rarity got out for 20 minutes? Again, I will direct you to my example. My elderly cat very much likes to bolt outside, and if I leave the door open for more than 5 seconds and I'm not actively watching her, oh, goodbye, she's out the door. The thing is, I am right on her tail. I am right behind her. And now I may not be the fastest person, but I can catch up to her. Oh, yes, I can. Because that is my baby. And if she's outside and not in here, then there's a problem. So I go after her. And it doesn't happen often because I'm, like I said, I'm always watching her when the door is open. And the door is rarely open for more than like a second. And it's usually for like groceries that it's open for a little bit longer. But I am very cognizant of what her habits are. So the fuck do you mean that Rarity got out? And then if she knew this back then, that Rarity had a tendency to go out, why would you not be more aware of what you are doing with the doors that lead to the outside? I am always aware. Even if I am sleepy, even if I have a migraine, I know that she'll run out the door. So I make sure Jinxie doesn't get out the door. You knew about Rarity's habits. You knew that she was interested in the outside. Yet you somehow, I just was so tired and I left the door open for 10 minutes, 20 minutes when you were in Wisconsin. You didn't feel that it was freezing outside because it was early morning? Don't give me that, okay? You're an irresponsible pet owner and you lost your cat. Or you're just saying that for sympathy and either something happened to her or you gave her away. Because you were trying with Hannah and Rafe, you gave Rarity to her to them. You gave Rarity up to them for a while. Wasabi too, but Rarity was the one that you were like, sacrificial child. Am I crazy for thinking that this is ridiculous? This is a cat that you had for years and you still didn't know their habits? What the fuck? Don't ever have a pet. Like, you really, honestly, those pets should have gone with Beck.
Okay.
Okay.
Was she expecting you to come out there and do it?
I think this is when she was preparing for you to come visit. And when me and Dana would go over there to, like, because this whole thing's on Sunday where she wanted to go and do her things. I was like, fine,
Right.
we can do these things on Sunday, but Dana's going to come with us. And I mean, that made her mad, but I was like, if you want me to take you to do these things, that's just how it's going to be. That's just what
Right.
it's going to be. And I want to say that it had been a little while since we had done that because we had gotten busy. And she was like, I want to make sure, the apartment's all together. And she was getting a lot of takeout food because she didn't drive. She didn't have a car. So she always had food delivered. And even though on Sundays, that was one of the main things she made me take her to do was grocery shop. And she wouldn't grocery shop for more than a week at a time.
That is so annoying, especially for, like, especially the fact that she was making Destiny do this. I mean, honestly, sorry, I keep saying honestly. I think it's because Amber has such a tendency to be a liar. I'm like, no, no, no. I need to, like, reiterate that this is honest. This is an honest thought and an honest take because it's so, so wild. She made her ex take her grocery shopping every week and then still got takeout. Like, I do I do these things sometimes too, where you go grocery shopping, then you're like, I don't want to eat anything that's in my house. I want someone else to cook a French fry for me. I get it, but it's the fact that she was making her ex do it and getting upset when she wouldn't. Like, my brain hurts. Honestly, I think I'm gonna watch about like 10 more minutes of this and then we're going to take a little break and make this like a 2-part series. Because I've been babbling for so long that I'm getting sick of hearing myself talk.
Like, I was like, why do I have to take you every Sunday to grocery shop and then do all these other little things that you want to do? Grocery shop for like 2 weeks at a time at least. No,
Right.
it doesn't work like that for me. And then
I don't understand that because she could have like bought, and she loves buying frozen stuff. She buys frozen vegetables, she buys frozen meals, she buys frozen lots of stuff. So she could have stocked up on some frozen stuff for like 2 weeks. She could have stocked up on that. She could have gotten like a bunch of drinks to put in the fridge. She could have, you can get produce and stuff, but I would just get, for someone who does not have access to a car regularly, you should just stock up on frozen goods, canned goods, non perishables, and live off of that. Instead of making your ex come out every single weekend to drive you to fucking Myers or wherever. But that is also a manipulation and control thing. And Amber has admitted that she has been controlling. So, I mean, wow, at least we get that. Lucky us.
I was like, also, why am I taking you grocery shopping when you're clearly just ordering out to eat anyway?
Right. And I mean, she was having you do this 4 times a month.
Every Sunday.
Oh my God.
I don't think my husband and I don't even go shopping 4 times a month, and there's two of us. I'm pretty sure we go like two, because we go to like a meat store and then we go to like a grocery store. Yeah, because we get frozen stuff. We have a chest freezer, so we get frozen stuff. And the perishable things are like, once a week. Well, like, it's usually lasts like a week. But we get enough where it's like for a good period of time. I don't know. My brain is so like I'm starting to like wind down because it is way past my bedtime, and I did a live earlier, and because I just thought I looked so cute. Thank you. Sorry, like I'm being annoying, but I'm starting to get that like tired. My brain is absolutely fogging up. I don't understand. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I could see doing it once or twice a month, but not 4 times a month.
And me and her would argue every time about you really need to start grocery shopping more of ahead of time.
I think when I lived on my own, and that was for about like 3 months, because then I reconnected with my husband. We moved in together, but I was definitely not shopping once a week. Definitely not. No way, no way, and that's a lot of money too. Mm-mm.
But no, she only wanted to do it for like a week at a time.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, just ended up throwing most of it away because, she always bought like produce and stuff and then not eating it.
Yeah.
And,
I
you know,
witnessed that.
but
I don't get it because she bought so much frozen vegetables, like all the time. But I think she bought like fresh broccoli. No, yes, but like she also, well, I don't know if she bought fresh. Well, she brought like the broccoli that came in packages because she said in the Beck era that like fresh produce freaked her out because she was like, people are coughing and sneezing and touching it. I was like, oh, like you, Miss touches everything. Literally, Michael B. Petty used to be like, touch, touch, because she touched everything that she could reach. She's like a toddler. But, and she didn't like wash any of her produce either. She, like, when she made that, like, she was with Beck and made this, like, breakfast sandwich disaster that was an untoasted English muffin with the Laughing Cow cheese, the little cheese wedges, and cucumbers and sausage patties. And the cucumbers she just like cut. She was like, they're pre-washed. Okay, well, he said it too. You should still wash them because hello, that's what you do. But like I I just don't understand for someone who, again, for someone who says that she has so many, like, so much food anxiety and, like, contamination anxiety. I don't understand why she wouldn't buy more, like, frozen and canned goods. Buying produce, like, fresh produce, if you really had contamination, OCD, or anxiety, you probably would steer clear of that because who knows what's on that? Who knows what pesticides or dirt or who's touched it? Things like this don't bother me because I was a kid who played in the dirt. So I was like, I love growing my immune system. Now my immune system is like, we're not going to get norovirus, knock on wood, but we are going to get a cold about every 2 weeks. you're just going to have to deal with that. That's the give and take. You're not going to barf a lot, but you are going to have a very sad sinus. I'll take it. Anyways, wow, okay. Yeah, it's getting late, huh?
But there was, like, when we would go over there on Sundays to do those things with her, like, it would just be trashed. Like, all the takeout stuff would be everywhere. You know, she wasn't walking Twinkie, so Twinkie's stuff was everywhere.
That's insane. Again, holy fuck. Don't have fucking pets. Jesus Christ. If you are allowing your animal to just piss and shit everywhere and not cleaning it up, what the fuck are you doing? Oh my God. Like, and also, on top of that, can you imagine the stench? The stench. She had two cats and a dog that were pissing and shitting everywhere. Are you fucking kidding me? Cat piss is straight ammonia. Like, that thing is... Those creatures piss out literal poison. I swear to God. And if you just let that sink in... Ew, and shit everywhere too? No. What the fuck is... Ugh. And then Destiny had to come over and clean it up. Your ex-girlfriend had to come over and clean up so you could meet the girl you wanted to date, or the person you wanted to date. Like, what?
The cats, everything would need to be done for the cats. She was just letting it go to crap. Unless she thought you were coming over or what have you. Like, I mean, Dana saw all of that. She wasn't afraid to show Dana all that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
She wasn't embarrassed.
Oh, Christ. I think my immune system was just like really feeling the vibe of all that dander and fur and fecal matter and I'm sorry. I just like sometimes I have to sit here for a moment with my like thoughts because I can't believe what I'm hearing. And this whole stream, I just couldn't believe what I was hearing.
I literally had no idea until I saw how the guest room got, how she let it get.
Yes.
And that's when I was like, oh my God.
And that was part of the reason I wanted to stay with Dana all the time, is because I didn't want to sleep in the bed with her anymore. But it was like I didn't have a choice, because if I slept in the guest room, it would be disgusting.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
foul.
was in there,
Like,
and it wasn't clean. She wasn't doing anything about it.
And we had like 3 litter boxes. We had 1 downstairs and 2 upstairs.
I can't remember, had she even took care of the ones downstairs, or did you have to do that too?
We only had the 1 downstairs, and that was in case they shouldn't have got locked out of the room, because one of the litter boxes was in the hallway. So, or like, you know, like at the top of the stairs where it wasn't really a hallway, but you know.
Right. Yeah, that
was
little
one
area.
there that I had in like that secret end table thing. And then there was one in our bathroom, but she moved it to the guest room. She should have been taking care of it. But when I was coming over, I was doing it because I would be trying to clean up so I didn't have to sleep in the same room as her. But it would end up being so nasty sometimes. It was like, if I did need to stay at my own house, I'd have to still sleep in the bed with her. And
that's so fucking wild. Like, what the fuck? Like, do y'all see like the disbelief on my face? I cannot deal with this. How do you do that? And I understand, like, I understand mobility issues and things like that, and whatever, but how do you just let your cats and dog do that and also then pretend like on camera, oh no, I'm the best pet owner ever, I'm great? Sure. Whatever.
I wasn't flying with Dana. And I mean, I don't blame her.
I don't
Like,
blame her either. Absolutely not.
so that's why I ended up staying with Dana more than anything. And that's probably why she's assuming I like moved out. But it was because I was barely staying home because who wants to stay home with that?
Not
Right,
me.
exactly. And it's like, also, dude, if you and Dana were, dating and together at that point, it would have been wrong for you to still have slept in the bed with Amber. And for her to even
Yep.
ask that of you is so wrong.
Exactly. Exactly, teardrop. Like, it is really, again, it's a manipulation thing. She wanted Destiny all for herself. She was still really salty about Destiny breaking up with her for Dana. She was still really upset that all her plans for the future with Destiny had come crashing down, because I truly believe that the only person she has ever really wanted to marry or be with is Destiny. She can deny it all she wants now and say, oh, Destiny is the ugliest person I've been with. Destiny is one I would never get back with. Destiny this, Destiny that. It's because she's feeling slighted by Destiny. And I think she is still upset at the fact that Destiny did not want her and uh, broke up with her. And I think she was kind of blindsided by it. And I think she's upset that Destiny married someone else. And I think that just everything she has done since then has been like, hasn't been the best, or like has never matched up to what she felt when she was with Destiny. I think I said it in a different one. I said it in my retro react, where I think that in the very beginning, when they first met, like the very first time they met, I think that was the best moment in Amber's life. That was truly a moment of happiness for her, and I think she's been chasing it ever since. I truly believe that. And that's sad. And I don't think she'll ever find it if she continues to behave the way she behaves.
Yeah. And she would all the time. That's why. And then, like, when I did plan on spending the night at my own house, Dana would just come with me.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And that's when I started keeping the guest room cleaner. But then when we started, like, when we got and stuff and started keeping her all the time, I wasn't staying there very often either because of that. Like, I wasn't bringing her over and all that.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely not. And Destiny does talk about it, but this is Destiny's niece, who I will not name. But Amber really, really tried to buy that girl's uh, buy that girl's love, and she spoiled that child rotten, and she had no business doing that. That is not your family member. That is not someone. That's not a child you should. I don't even think Amber should have been around her. Um, and I think she really tried to show. And I know that I'm pretty sure Michael B. Petty said it, that she was really trying to show off, like, see, I'm better than Dana. I'm so much better, and was trying to kind of use a child as a pawn. And because I don't think Amber does anything out of the genuine kindness of her heart. I think everything for her is transactional. And you see it because every time she does something that would be considered nice or generous or whatever, she always holds it over someone's head. It's always, and she does it in here later on, where she'll do something nice for someone or give a gift or whatever, and then she talks about it and always uses it as like a bargaining chip or as a way to guilt someone. And that is not being a generous person at all whatsoever. That's being manipulative.
Oh, okay. Well, that person, um, was an avid watcher of Amberlynn, but she also
This
was
message.
attempting to do like her own YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with her. Like me and her pretty much sat next to each other every day at work. Like not intentionally even. We were like put into teams at work and she was on my team and she just kind of sat next to me. And I always
Right.
thought it was kind of weird cuz like I knew she knew who I was, but like she never really tried to talk to me. So I just started talking to her cuz I knew. Cuz Dana had told me cuz Dana had went to like high school with her.
Right.
And like it took me a minute to realize even who that was when I read these screenshots, like or when I was reading them and screenshotting. I was like, who was that? And like I like slowly remembered it because it was like very insignificant. But she made a big deal about it, as you could see.
See, in this screenshot is just like what I said before. Everything is transactional with her because you can see it and they're going to read it out loud. But she talks about the things that she bought for them and did for them and whatever. And honestly, if I invite someone out to eat or whatever, or I offer to pay for gas, I'm not going to hold that over their head. I offered to do that. I offered to pay. I offered this or whatever. The only person I hold over their head is my sister. I'm like, bitch, I paid the last time. You pay this time. But like that doesn't usually happen because she pays very often for me because she's a kind soul. And also I'm so poor and she's not as much. But she also has less like bills to pay, so be it. But no, like, and I'm joking. If I get her a gift, I don't hold it over her head. It's a gift. It's something out of the kindness of my heart, and the same goes for her. But this is what I'm talking about.
You or Dana told blank about me saying that her eyelash was coming off in her snap. Why would you do that? Like, I try so hard to be cool with you guys and help you when you need it. Buying you food, gonna pay for Cheesecake Factory, and help you when you needed your electricity on, etc. What?
I was thinking about that too. You know how she would hold this stuff over everybody's heads anytime she would do
Yeah.
something for them. But
See?
most of the time, it was her being like, I want to go out to eat. I want to go out to eat. And everybody else would be like, we don't have the money. And she'd be like, but I'll pay for it. Don't worry.
So here's the thing. I think with this initial crap that she's getting all mad at, I don't think I don't even know if she's particularly mad at whatever the fuck she's talking about with the whole, oh, you like told her about her eyelash, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if she's particularly mad about that. I think it was a way to segue into holding the financial shit over their head. So she's like, oh, I'm mad about this. But also, like, thinking about it, I pay for everything for you guys and I do all this nice stuff for you guys. And I should remind you of just how much of an awesome person I am and how awful you are for trying to make me seem like a terrible person. But again, this is like a narc injury, like a narcissistic injury, you know? It is her being like mad that they mentioned something that she thought was shady, like I guess was a shady comment by her, and got mad that they told someone else about it. Like, who fucking cares? Who cares? This is so stupid, and it's stupid to get mad at. But she's mad because someone will perceive her as something she didn't intend to be perceived as. She's trying to mask and it's not working. If someone says like, "Oh, Amber said this," while behind your back, even if it's something as minute as, "Oh, your eyelash is coming off." She's pissed because it's like now that person may see her in a different light. And how dare you, because she's working on trying to mask and be this wonderful person, this wonderful, generous person. And look at how generous she was, and blah, blah, blah. I see right through you, Amber. You're like a window pane.
And
Yeah.
make everybody go out to eat, but then hold it over your head later.
I don't know what she was meaning by help with our electricity because the electricity at our house was weird. It was like prepaid. I don't know if you've ever dealt with prepaid electricity,
That is
but
fucking
basically you
weird.
can only use what you put on the books. Like you put $20, you're gonna get $20 worth of electricity.
That's like oil. Oh, God. Let me tell you something. If you ever have to deal with oil, I'm so sorry. I had to deal with oil for like a little bit in my life, and it is so annoying. Like, oh, God. I'm so glad to have electric heating. Like, I'll pay whatever. Having oil heating, oh no. I never want to do that again. Never want to deal with that again. Because if you run out, it is freezing. It is so cold. Oh my God.
Right. Oh yeah,
Like
my sister has that.
it was so weird. And like I remember like the first time I hung out with Dana, she was saying something about her electricity, and I was like, well, here's $20. Like, how do you do that? Like, I didn't understand it. And she was like, we I can't use cash. Like, I'd have to go like 30 minutes away to the office to pay cash. I was like, oh, okay, well, just keep the $20. It's whatever. But so like I don't understand how she helped with the electricity. Like I don't remember asking her for that. I don't remember us like needing that because when I started living there, which I don't think I was living there yet, but when I started staying there all the time, I put my card on there and I was putting like every time we were getting paid like $100 on it. And like it actually like built up. It wasn't getting all used. So like I don't know.
Right.
Oh, I kind of understand that. Okay. So, like, for my electricity, there's like two ways to pay it. It's like you can either pay like a certain amount or you can just like pay off as you go. So, the way I do it is I just, whatever we use, we we pay. So if it's like $100 in March, we pay $100, and if it's $50 in April, it's $50 that we pay. So that's how we do it. But there is another option to pay a like a set rate. So it's like you pay $75 every month. So you may pay, it might be like January and it's $150 used, but you're paying 75. But then, in uh May it's only $20, but you're still paying the 75. And so like, and sometimes you'll have like a credit and sometimes you will have stuff owed. But I do understand kind of the idea. I think that's sort of what it's like. Um, but if it meant that it gets shut off, that sucks. That's awful. I would not want to do that stuff. We just pay as we go. It, that's how it works for us. That's how it's always worked, and I don't ever want to do something like prepaid or a set rate because I don't know how that would work. And like, what if at the end of the year you had a bunch like that you had to pay? That would really blow.
Um and then like what did I do to constantly deserve people always talking about me and making me seem like some horrible person when I'm not? When I
You
tell
are.
you to in confidence, what I tell you to in confidence is purely just for you guys's ears and not everyone else's. I respect you too and really wish y'all would respect me as well.
If you respected them, and if you respected Dana, especially, you would not have asked Destiny to sleep in the same bed as you. You would not have asked Destiny to clean up your house. You would not have asked Destiny to take you grocery shopping all the time. You would not have made Destiny clean up after your animals. Like, respect doesn't mean buying shit, it means that you see these people as your equal and that you're treating them with kindness and care. That is not what you're doing. Absolutely not. So there is no respect here.
What is that like who cares that you told someone that their eyelash was coming off?
I know. She just got so upset about it.
No, genuinely. Like, what the
I mean, I
fuck?
would want to know if my eyelash was coming off.
Oh my god, we were living for the way you were being, dude. Like, you were like, I told her, lol.
Lol.
Wow, what the fuck, Destiny? That's seriously not okay. She posted a status about me.
I didn't think she would get mad. She laughed and said that she wrote that on Snap. WTF.
It's really not funny at all. Look at her Facebook.
That's dumb, though.
I don't remember what she posted. Like, I feel like it was something very dramatic, and it was nothing to do with her.
It was probably so vague.
Uh,
Anyway.
Yeah.
But of course, she's got to make everything about herself.
Oh yeah.
But that's dumb, though.
I'm pissed.
How do you know that's about you?
Seriously? Okay, Destiny, act dumb. It's about me.
How do you know?
Because you told her.
Doesn't mean it's about you.
oh god.
Okay, ask her.
Wasn't about you.
She said lies.
Girl, not not everything is about you. The whole world isn't about you. Like, I know that's hard to believe, Ambi, but like it really doesn't revolve around you, despite what you might think. You are not the center of the universe.
I'm hearing a law.
Lie.
I
You're a
wanna
lie.
say, like, I know you edited these screenshots, but I want to say in the conversation right before this, she's bet me money on it. Like, she bet like some kind of crazy thing. Like, I
That's
want to
so
say she
stupid.
bet like to pay the whole phone bill or something. Like, I want to say she said something like that.
That's why she's like, it's a lie because she doesn't want to pay the phone bill.
And I still asked her because I mean, like I said, I sat next to her every day at work. So, and I'm not afraid to ask nobody nothing. Like, I'm gonna be straight up.
But of course, she just assumed anyway.
Oh yeah. So lies.
Nope. She said who it was. She said who it was. Some YouTuber.
You're actually believe this? LOL.
What?
Oh my god.
You actually believe her? LOL. First off, you told her I said something about her eyebrows, and then she posts that. Come on now. Yeah, she said it was about a YouTuber, and guess what? I'm a YouTuber. LOL.
Her favorite thing to tell people, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. Like, girl, there are a bajillion YouTubers out there, and sometimes people just like to make statuses about them, and it could be vague as fuck. I know I have, and I've had people misinterpret. I'm like, it is not about you. Like, you can think it's about you if the shoe fits, I guess, but it's not about you.
She said the name. I just don't remember. Not everything is about you,
Clocker. Get her.
I know, but it was a weird coincidence, and it made me feel really bad. Don't tell people things that I tell you, please.
Oh my god.
What are you doing? Have you decided about tomorrow? I tried calling you earlier.
We won't be able to.
Why not?
Phone died.
I need to go grocery shopping.
Again.
Okay.
And tomorrow is Sunday.
We
Wonderful.
will one of the days I take you out. Can't happen tomorrow. Sorry.
There is a lot I have to get before Beck comes, and it's like you don't even care.
Oh my
I
god.
have not even gotten my blanket.
What does she
Oh,
even mean by
God.
that? What blanket?
I don't know. Like,
Miss Ma'am has so many blankets. She has got so many blankets and pillows. Like, I ain't never seen anything like it. That is so many.
you know how she was. Like, she liked to have the blankets over her, like, to cover herself. So you couldn't
Oh,
see.
yeah.
Cover the ankles.
know.
Yeah, she had to cover herself all the time so nobody else was looking at her ankles.
Yeah.
I want to say there was a blanket that she saw at Target, but she didn't get it, and she wanted to go again and, like, made up her mind to get it. So we had, like,
So she wanted you to take her to go get it before I came over.
Oh my
yeah, and you know where
god.
Target is?
Lexington.
Mm-hmm. So she was expecting you to take her from Berea all the way to Lexington.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the date was for this one, but like I said, I didn't move out. I'll move out until like May.
Right.
I was
So I
just
mean,
sitting there 90% of the time because of the situation she put me in when I went home. So,
Jesus
that was still
Christ.
just a lot of back and forth anyway.
oh God, yeah.
All right, so where were we? Okay, first of all, I don't have to care. I told you I would help you, and I am. Just because it's not on your time doesn't mean I don't care. Second of all, you've had like literally a month to either order it or is take you.
I think,
Not
like,
my
she
fault.
tried at me. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no way this is destiny.
Oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna pause it there for this part. But that is so funny just to be like, this isn't destiny. This is someone else speaking for destiny. I think out of everything we've seen, we know that Destiny has no qualms telling Amber off and telling her like it is. So I fully believe this is Destiny. And I know they say, like, they talk about it. And I think Destiny said, like, Dana was typing for her because she was driving, because Destiny was one of the people who had a driver's license. And, so, like, I just think this is such, like, that was her takeaway, not like you have literally been monopolizing their time and the resources that they have and trying to get Destiny to be with you again. No, your whole takeaway is that this couldn't possibly be Destiny. No way could this be Destiny. How could it be Destiny talking to me like this? Very easily, Amber, because you were pissing her off so much. And like we saw it too in her vlogs, how much Destiny was just like short with her, like not engaging anymore. So I don't know. But, anyways, so it's been like 3 hours, and I think I'm going to have to pass out now. But this is like part one. I will make part two tomorrow. I'm going to put this up on my YouTube. Then I'm going to go lie face down in my bed. Uh, yeah. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. If you've made it this far, holy shit, thank you. Ha, that's not going to happen. I just love putting out long form videos with people with no attention span. I get it. Me too. I'm the same way. Anyways, that's it for me for this one. Please leave a comment down below with what you would like to see or what your opinions are on this whole thing, because this whole thing is fucking wild, dog. I am I don't even know what to say. Anyways, I will catch you all on the next one. Bye.